What's going on? What's going on? We are live. We are live. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday evening. Are you guys ready for the OMG? It's Derek podcast, joined once again by my friend Codations. What's going on, Codations?
Nothing much, dude. What are you up to?
Freezing my ass off, dude. I'm like sitting here in my hoodie. On the video, I probably look weird because I never have my hood up, but I got like my hood up and my headphones on the outside of it. It is cold in Ohio, man. It is cold in Ohio.
Ooh. Yeah, it hasn't gotten too bad here. I think we're not expected to get anything super, super cold until this weekend. I mean, I think currently right now it's like all day long. It was right around that 40 degrees, which for us is actually not that cold. So
yeah, that's not that bad. I don't actually know what it is here. I just know that I am freezing for some reason. I am no limits over on the YouTube says I'm here, G first. What's going on? No limits. How are you doing this Sunday evening, my dude? Princess says on Twitch, something is ... different about you. Did you get a haircut? Nailed it. God damn, Princess, you're such a brilliant motherfucker. Yo, dude, so you want to hear something crazy, man?
Of course I do.
Are you sure? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, dude,
I don't
positive.
really.
Let's go.
All
let's
right,
hype it
dude.
up. Come on, let's hype it up. Let's hype it up. It's so crazy.
So you remember how, like, I don't know. It's probably been like a week or so now. You asked me how many people like are listening to the podcast, and I was like, oh, I don't fucking know. I don't even know how to check that shit yet. Like, I'm figuring this shit out as I go.
Yeah. Right.
So I found out how to see how many track your audience with analytics. So with Squarespace, you can measure your traffic from Apple Podcasts. I don't know if they only measure traffic from Apple Podcasts or if they do measure it from all of them. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I found out how to check the analytics of it. So now this does say that your RSS subscriber count is an estimate based on a combination of data, number of unique visitors to your RSS feed URLs based on IP address, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I don't remember when our first podcast was. Do you by chance?
Oh gosh, man.
Yeah, I'm not
like
sure.
The actual date? Like you want to know the exact date?
Well, yeah, just so I can. I'm trying to let me look on YouTube real quick. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Just because I'm curious, like to tell you that. Wait, can you not hear me anymore, dude? I'm still talking, dude. I'm still talking. Having some audio problems. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, for some reason I lost connection. That's weird.
Wait, are you back?
I'm trying to figure it out, so just bear with me here.
Okay, Codation. So while he's looking at that, let me go back. Princess says, knew it. The buzz cut really fits you. Thank you. As I was telling Codations, Princess, the real problem is I was freezing my ass off tonight. All right, so let's see. So the first one was published November 15th. So let me see when the first one on the actual website was done. Let me see. Does it tell me? So I posted the first one on, does this tell me a date? November 12th. Okay. That's what I needed to know. November 12th was the first. Okay. All right, let me see. Luna says hello. Hey, Luna, how are you doing? Yo, you back, dude? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, dude, I can totally hear you now.
All
that
right,
was
there
weird.
we go,
I don't
there
know.
we
I
go.
was just talking to you, and then I completely lost you, and I couldn't figure out what it was.
Okay, it happens, dude. It's fine. Luna says, I like talking too. Well, then you're in the right place, Luna, because we're doing the podcast tonight, which is nothing but talking. If you have questions, you got feedback or anything as we're chit-chatting, feel free to comment. Let us know, and we're happy to answer any questions about anything we're talking about or anything like that. But as I was just telling Codations, so like a week ago, Codations asked me how many people are listening to the podcast. And I said, I have no fucking idea, Codations, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And okay, so to answer the question, though, what I was asking, so the first podcast I published actually on my website first was on November 12th. Okay, 2020.
Okay. Yep.
So
Yep.
on November 12th of 2020, the podcast gained. Wait, should I show this on screen for you, dude? I don't know if you
Why
even
not?
have the podcast up or the live stream up or not, but should
Yeah,
I
I've
throw
got
this
the live
on the
stream
okay.
pulled up. I've just got you muted on the live stream.
So,
page, but
dang,
yeah.
you're going to see everything early, though. Okay, but on November 12th, we had 260 subscribers we gained to the podcast. November 13th, 811. November 14th, 1,299. November 15th, 1,700. Okay, and you can see the bar going up. And we've reached at November 19th, we hit 3,571 subscribers to the podcast. Again, from my understanding, this is on Apple Podcasts, according to Squarespace's help stuff. So not like Spotify or anything. And it's staying pretty consistent right there right now so far. So according to our analytics, Squarespace analytics, we got about 3,500 subscribers to the podcast via Apple right now.
Dude, that's insane.
That is insane if it's true. I mean, I don't really, again,
God.
full disclosure, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this shit. So, but I mean, it said, if I look up Squarespace and I say, how do I see how many people are listening to my podcast? It says, go to my analytics and click on RSS subscribers. And then in the top, you can select either the blog's RSS feed, which if I do, I only got about, let's see, I got 12 subscribers to my blog RSS feed. But when I click the podcast, boom, 3,500 subscribers.
Dude, that is insane, dude. Congratulations, man. That is
insane.
Fantastic, dude.
Well, thanks, dude.
That
But
is
congratulations to us, because I consider this to be something we are doing. So
yeah, I
congratulations
know
to
that,
us.
but
I will say between November 5th and the 6th, so today, I guess maybe the day's not over, but we do have a little bit of a drop today. But the day's not over, so I guess it could go back up. We'll see. Luna says my first question. It is pretty lit. I was like shocked as balls when I saw it, dude. I was like, what the hell? Is this real? Is this real life? Apparently, podcasts are still new and stuff, dude. Not as hard to gain subscribers, I guess. I mean, again, now that we kind of had that initial boost, it's kind of sitting there. But to all those listening that are subscribed, thank you. And if you are, make sure you rate the podcast, give it a thumbs up, do some stuff. I know it's kind of a random podcast. We do whatever the fuck we want around here. We figuring it out. You along for the journey, baby. Luna says, my first question, when do I get a special spot on the mic? What do you mean a special spot on the mic?
It sounds to me like, from the way I read that, is she would like to come onto the podcast, which from my understanding, Luna, I could be wrong, but I think D is set up to be able to do that, to bring people on, as guests, independently here and there. I think I could be wrong though. Is that right, Derek?
I'm enjoying my Jamocha shake right now from we're kind of figuring this out, but me and Codations are just kind of rolling with it, I feel like, at this point. We're still trying to figure out, I guess what exactly we do or whatever, but I have no issues bringing on people, to chat with us and stuff ever. I know Wolf's been in a couple times. Ryan's been in a couple times. I've asked Barb. She's yet been able to. Princess is too shy, but I've asked her. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Codations?
I mean,
we are now, what is this? This is the 5th episode, I think. I know you weren't here for last week's because you had some personal stuff, but this is like the 5th episode or 6th. So I don't know. Again, I'm very much, I preach it to you guys all the time, like Chad and stuff, even during my gaming live streams. I'm like the preacher of just fucking do it. So you're literally witnessing what I do. This is what I did when I started uploading to YouTube. This is what I did when I started streaming to Twitch. Like, I just kind of did it and then kind of figured it out as I went.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And back to the original question with Luna, if she's still here and listening. No, I totally agree with that. I think with us winging it and everything, I 100% would be down to reach out to some of the audience, and bring some people on. I think obviously I think two things, right? One, we kind of talked a little bit about it before, Derek, and that was, not having a lot of people on, right? Like I think 3 is probably the max, that we would ever want to put on at a time, just because it gets really crowded and like just really hard to kind of talk in between everybody. And then the second thing I would say is I think planning is probably the better way to go. Like planning out our guest, ahead of time, like kind of like we do with each other. Like, hey, you good for the podcast this week? That kind of thing. Not just spur of the moment, bringing people in. So
correct. And even admittedly, me and Codations don't do that well yet. And that's where, I mean, we're kind of still in the beginning phases of things. So even that, I'm sure we could do a lot better in kind of planning with ourselves. But that's what it is. Narixon says, I don't think you know who Luna is. I did not. If that's you, Narixon, on YouTube, I did not know that was you, dude, at all. I thought this was a different person. Zoe says, hey Zoe, how you doing? Zoe in the YouTube chat. Yeah, I agree 100% with Codations. I think the plan is to kind of, have different people on, especially talk about, different topics and things like that over time. But I do agree that I think we got to keep it planned, at least somewhat. I mean, even if we're doing a show and someone wants to hop in, like tonight's podcast, it's just me and Codations. If someone wants to pop in and talk for 10, 15 minutes about a specific topic or ask a specific question, maybe, because I know a lot of the rest of you guys in the community are new YouTubers as well. You're also small streamers trying to grow. And while me or Codations, by any stretch of the imagination, are experts, we both have grown, close to, we have both broke 2,000 subscribers. I mean, we're growing. We are learning, so we're happy to share that stuff. So answer questions like that at any time during podcasts. I'm always happy to talk about YouTube growth, Twitch growth, anything. So again, I guess we kind of are playing it by ear and figuring it out. If we do something and we decide we don't like it, we just probably won't do it again going forward.
Yeah, no, for sure. And to second that, dude, by the way, I'm freaking pumped up and excited, dude. I hit that 2K sub, baby. And guess what? I hit that 2,100 subs and I'm closing in on you, D. I'm catching up, baby.
Yeah, trust me, dude. I pay attention probably more than you realize. You're at 2.1K right now. Your views in the last 30 days are higher than my views. You are gaining subs faster than I am past 30 days. So you will probably overtake me, I would say, within another month, I would think.
Well,
maybe. I got some good shit coming out, dude. I got some vids hitting 250,000 views right now, dude.
I know, dude. I know. But dude, listen, dude. All right. So that leads me into, look, we're breaking off the podcast, right? We might as well drop into the first thing. Listen to this. So I had an amazing, absolutely amazing, Nick's Narixon on Twitch. I see he said something too. We can take a second to look at that if you want, D.
He just says, at this point, I'm just a gamer, not a streamer, YouTuber anymore. A gamer trying to get better at a game to play it professionally. Well,
very cool.
That I can't help you with because I suck at video games. I play them for fun. All right, go ahead, Codations. What were you going to jump in?
On here.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a hardcore tryhard. Sometimes I am, but I suck. So,
but yeah, no. So, dude, I had an amazing opportunity on Saturday, man. Absolutely amazing. So
Saturday as in yesterday?
Yeah, as in yesterday. So I don't know. If you know him, you probably don't, just because it's not in your niche of things, but it's in the mobile gaming industry. But there is a game, a very famous mobile game for I don't even know how many years now. And the game is called Summoner's War, right? It's by Com2Us is the company, and it's pretty popular. Long story short, a person they feature, right, and sponsor, his name is Childish Plays, is his YouTube account, and I believe he's got somewhere around that 50,000 subscriber mark. I believe, I can't remember exactly. I'm looking it up here as we're discussing it, but long story short, yeah, he's right around that 50,000 subscriber mark, and he's got 2,600 videos. But what's crazy is I was catching some of his videos, right? And I have been only in Discord chats with him, right? Just here and there, asking for, advice and just different mobile games and what he's watching, what he's playing, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And so I was watching some of his live streams on like last Thursday and like Wednesday of this week. And come to find out, he mentioned Omaha, right? And I was like, what? Hold on a second. Omaha. So I sent him a Discord message, like a private message. He didn't get back to me till after his stream. And I was like, do you live in Omaha, Nebraska? Right? Because I live in Iowa. And he was like, yeah, I do. Dude, that's only an hour and a half away from me.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I literally, no joke, right? I just made that connection with him, and I was like, dude, I only live an hour and a half away from you, right? And then he was like, no way, dude, that's freaking sweet. So then he ended up waiting like a day or two. It was like Thursday or Friday. He gets back to me and he's like, hey, do you know anything about PC building? He's like, I've been wanting to invest in parts and all this stuff, I got some parts ordered and they're supposed to be coming in on Friday. He's like, and I don't know how to put it together, that type of thing, would you like to help me out? And I'm like, dude, 100%, you know what I mean? So like, I literally got in the car on Saturday morning, drove to Childish Play's house, dude, in Omaha, Nebraska. And then guess what he throws on me? No joke. I helped build his PC for him. He instantly is like, dude, we need to hop on a collab video right now on this mobile game. And I'm like, get the fuck out, dude.
Oh, dude, that's sweet. So when does it so that happened yesterday. So when does it release?
Yeah. Well, so he's editing the video. So he sent me, so he posted our first collab tonight, like literally like an hour ago. So he posted the first collab, but in the middle of the first collab, he's like, you know what? I want to do something more. He's like, let's do a second collaboration video on the same game. And then guess what he does? Mid fucking collaboration, he instantly is like, and you know what we're gonna do? I'm like, what? He's like, we're gonna put a giveaway challenge to where they have to go to your channel on a specific video. I'm gonna give a giveaway and they have to subscribe to your channel in order to enter that giveaway. And I was like, no fucking way.
Oh my god, dude, that's awesome.
Dude, I was over the moon, dude. So again, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be humble, trying not to get a big head, but dude, I just really hope, you know what I mean, like it pops off. I really hope that I can see those numbers, you know what I mean, like tick up and it just starts slowly, you know what I mean, rising from there. But yeah, he just dropped the first collab video tonight, so I'm gonna just start, linking back to it. You know what I mean? Hopefully.
Yeah, I see it. I see it on the channel now. I see you there sitting next to him talking about I'm assuming talking about the game. Obviously, I can't watch it while we're doing the live stream. But I see that sitting at like 480 views right now. So that's the first one, but you said there is a second one where he's going to do the giveaway, or the giveaway's in this one?
The second one, yep. So the second one is the giveaway one. So this one was like his first impressions on that Skylanders Ring of Heroes revamp game. Yep. And then I did a first impressions like the day before, we did the collab together. So he dropped this as his first impressions and then just featuring me, which is, by the way, even if you don't watch the whole video, I highly recommend after the podcast, you turn it on and just watch the first minute. And the reason why I say that is because he's hilarious. And oh man, I don't know. You just got to catch it out. But long story short, Saturday, OP day, super pumped up and excited. I literally was supposed to get out of there by 1 o'clock to get home with the wife. Did not get home until 6:30. She was beating me, but I did bring home sushi for her. So she was very, very happy.
So she was happy. Plus, I'm sure, she has to realize the opportunity that this was for you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, most of his videos, they kind of jump around, but there's videos that got 10K, just in the last 2 weeks or whatever. He's got videos that got up as much as 10K, and he's also got some, around the 1K mark, but it looks like pretty much all of them at least get about 1.5 looks about his minimum views on a video. So that's pretty good. Dude, congratulations, seriously. That's awesome that it works that way or whatever. That you could just basically help a dude build I'm surprised he doesn't know how to build a video, being a fucking gamer with 47,000 subscribers. But
yeah, he doesn't know. No, he knows how to do a video. He doesn't know how to build a PC.
That's what I meant, build a PC. But I guess he's mobile. No. I forget you're in the mobile gaming space, so he might not have a lot of PC experience. I forgot about that. I'm thinking like gamer, and I'm thinking he doesn't know how to build a PC. But I guess I also forget there's just console gamers out there that do shit.
Right, but not only that too, though. Not everybody knows how to build a PC. You know how many people that I know that buy pre-builds? Like they just go to like Newegg or these like Power PC websites, and they just buy like pre-builds. They just buy like everything pre-build, use it for 5 years. You know what I mean? And then they just buy another complete build.
Yeah, I guess I forget about that too, dude. I guess you're right, 100%. I just think in my mind, I've been building computers my whole life. I'm like, how does no one know how to build computers? But you're
Yeah.
right, man. You're right. But that's again, nonetheless, that's fucking awesome, dude. Congratulations. Hard
Thanks.
congratulations. When you become a big shot, don't forget us peons, please.
Never, my man. Never. I'm
But
bringing you
seriously,
with me,
that's
baby.
epic,
Listen, I
man.
got to
That's
listen. Listen,
epic.
listen. If I made it big, I got to build a team. I got to build a team. I got other ventures. I'm not trying to,
Hey, let's do it,
pop
baby.
off just in this. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So
No, I
here's a
just.
question for you, unrelated to that. So just as you're growing,
Mhm.
as like I said, you're now over 2K subs and stuff. Also, yeah. So I saw your message. I read the Discord. Give me a minute, and I'll get back to you. Waffle Girl says, "Rar, BRB. I got to do something." All right, Waffle Girl, welcome to the stream. So what I was gonna ask though, dude, is so how are you feeling thus far? Because I know and hopefully you don't ever but I'm kind of like one of those guys that like I'm open and honest about everything. So
No, you're good.
and
You're
not
good.
that
Shoot.
but my question is I know there's been some thoughts of yours about staying in mobile gaming. How's that been for you lately? Like just the thought of only making mobile content. Have you pretty much decided that that's kind of what you're doing and what you're gonna do? Do you have any plans on trying to branch and do some also anything just kind of on that? I know we've talked about it, but what are you
Right.
also Princess Codations, my dear friend? Hello.
Hello, Princess. It's been a hot minute. Thank you for tuning in to the live stream, as always. But yeah, it's good to say hi to you. Back to your question, Derek. I mean, it's still fresh. I definitely think that I'm going to stick with the mobile gaming industry. And I think the reason for that is as I see the true potential of the mobile games. You know what I mean? And quite honestly, I mean, this kind of brings up a different topic. I know we didn't talk about this on stream, and we don't really have to dive heavy into it. But my whole incident with the other guy. You know what I mean? On my channel, and I think, to be honest with you, it's a crazy situation because I think originally when I spoke to you about it, right, I was super nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I was very, very, nervous on what was going to happen, when something like that was to happen, when that other guy, chose to leave, or I was chose to, to go a different direction. And when that happened,
Yeah,
I
just
was
to
really nervous.
interrupt, can you just give a small backstory just for
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
listening right now that might
Yep.
not know what the hell you're talking about?
Yeah, for sure. So everybody that's listening currently, my name is Codations. I've got a YouTube channel. I focus on basically creating content for a variety of mobile video games. Mobile games. Sorry, and I'm not partial to any said game. But long story short, I want to say about 2 months, I had picked up a buddy of mine that was a really good friend that played a specific mobile game with me. I picked him up, added him to the channel in the sense of kind of like a script writer in a sense. He was very much around playing the game with me. He would help me collaborate on figuring out notes for videos and that sort of thing. We'd throw topics back and forth, and we kind of built a friendship outside of the business aspect of it. And then, the whole principle at the very beginning was kind of unclear on, compensation or how we were going to settle things up between each other. And long story short, we just, hit a point where, he asked the magical question on compensation, and he was interested in more than just compensation for his time. And I was interested in just, comping him for his time and his work. And then at that point, we just kind of decided that his time was well spent elsewhere. And so then we ended up, transitioning back into, me being just, on my own, which is completely fine. But I basically just got comfortable, for those three months. And I was just actually nervous. So, naturally me being friends, really good friends with Derek, talking to him on, a personal note outside of, podcast or content. And, I was just really nervous about it. I didn't know how exactly to address it. Long story short, it went really, really smooth. He's still a really good friend of mine. We talk on a daily basis, and it's funny because we still talk about video games and play games together. Do you know what I mean? But instead of it being more of a business, relationship, it's actually just the personal relationship, which worked really, really well. But to wrap it back up to where I was going with the story is, it's actually working the opposite, man. Like I mean, it's boosted my channel. Like, again, I don't know if it's luck behind the content, that I'm creating, or not luck as in the sense of luck, but, as in like the content doing well, or if it's
What do you mean
actually
by it did opposite of? You
meaning
mean
like what I
like
thought
when
it
you
was
thought
going
you
to do.
ended it, it was gonna hurt you, but it
Yeah,
hasn't.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, and not
okay.
hurt
I
me
just
as in
make
like not yeah, yeah, not hurt me as in like, like unsubs or anything, but
right,
like hurt
right.
me in the sense of like,
You now
all
have
of the
more
extra
work to
time.
do. You now
Yeah,
have right, right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Exactly. All of
okay.
the extra work I had to put in, all the stuff I was going to do, it's going to take me longer to do stuff, and I just thought that was going to be the way it goes, but it didn't. I mean, it actually did the complete opposite, like I feel like when it happened, I think I kind of like had that fire, like that spark, like relit underneath my ass, that was just like really like, you need to buckle down, figure out what you want to do with this game, you know what I mean? Start hammering out some content, and then I just ran with it, dude. And I mean, from that point, I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but like, I mean, everything from like my subscriber count, my average view time, my thumbnail, click through rate. I mean, literally everything has skyrocketed. Like everything has launched up. And again, I know that, he was just helping me produce some video topics, but I'm just like, damn, like, I mean, I mean, where I'm at right now, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I'm blessed to be where I am currently. I'm super excited and humbled to see what, the future holds for me. Like I said, especially with these collabs, man, I don't know. It's been one crazy, awesome, fantastic weekend, dude. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I'm glad to hear it. But I got to be honest, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's what and not like I'm not sitting here
Right.
trying to like toot my own horn, but just like saying like even when we talked, that's why I was so much like, dude, you're the one that's built this to like I already like it's already there. You got the you're the one that built this thing up to this point. I'm like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Just like it's like to me, I already saw it. I'm like, of course you could fucking do this on your own, even if you got and I thought honestly it would be better because from my experience, sometimes, especially in the beginning, when you try to and I don't just mean in your case, but even a lot of like YouTubers and stuff or other people just in businesses in general, they'll start making a little money or something and they immediately want to like hire somebody. And I did it in the past with the first couple businesses I had. You would like want to hire people to take some of the load off, but you're still in that kind of learning phase and you're kind of still in that figuring things out that really I think you doing most of the stuff then ends up, you learn way more versus anybody else that's going to put in the time for you, I feel like. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it completely makes sense. And like I said, and I totally agree with you, and I feel like, like I said, I think honestly it came down to like comfortability. You know what I mean? I got like super comfortable working with the other guy. And then not only that, I think it was just the fear. You mean, like overcoming that, like, oh my gosh, like whatever work, whatever time and work he's putting in, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to make up for it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to do this, I'm gonna have to do that, and like I said, I'm actually really, really impressed on how well, like you said, diving back into it solo. You know what I mean? Like, I literally felt, I mean, I'm not to be cliche, but like, I literally felt like the first 1,000 subs. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I literally felt like, I'm grinding it out, every view, every video, every sub, made, that same, spark, compared to like, just trying to pump out, hammer out content with a buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I mean, it's been good. I mean, like I said,
sometimes that grind's good, man. Like sometimes that grind feeling's a good thing. I think, like you said, I think you can sometimes get too comfortable when you start having a little bit of success in it. You start thinking you figured out the formula, and you might have, and you might grow, but kind of when you get thrown in that again, it kind of forces you almost to have to get back to that. Like, okay, like you said, you were kind of like, all right, let's fucking figure this out. Let's bust out some content. Let me really understand this game. Like, let me fucking get it, man. And I think sometimes that reality check back to that is a really good fucking thing. I don't know, just super proud of you overall, dude. I mean, it's just it's amazing to watch you grow just from when you first stopped in and visited my live stream to now. I mean, it's just crazy to me. Or I mean, I remember the first time you contacted me, if I remember right, was over the Fine T669 microphone, and you were having issues getting it to sound good in your videos or whatever.
Dude,
I just from those points and remembering listening to that first video where the mic was fucked up, and I'm like, oh Jesus, shit's rough. And then to where you're at today, it's just like, damn, like it's pretty good, man. Got to give you mad props. Also,
Well,
let me
man, I
catch up on
appreciate it.
chat real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
That
Yeah,
one
go
guy
ahead.
says, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" That one guy. How are you doing, my friend? Princess says, "Codations is my spirit animal." What kind of spirit animal is he? I am no limit. Says, "G, my brother. How are you feeling today, fam? Even though I know you're talking, lol. Doing well. No limits. Doing well. Cannot complain, dude. Good to see you. Responded from your first message, but I think you dipped out for a minute. Waffle Girl
He's
says,
cold, by the way.
"LOL, back." Yeah, I am cold. That's why I got a hood up, and I know I look a little. I don't normally wear a hood and stuff on stream, and I normally have a hoodie on, but I don't normally have my hood up. I know everybody likes my bald, sexy head, so I like to keep that shining for you guys and in view. It brings me in the viewers and the donos. Waffle Girl says, "I'm back. I have ice cream." What kind of ice cream? I just finished my milkshake from Arby's, a Jamocha shake. It was delicious. Princess says he's a fox. The fuck? Sly little fox, you. They should
Ooh,
eat
I was
sly
thinking more
little
of like,
fox.
I was thinking more of like he's foxy.
I don't know about that.
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. Oh, like I said, man, to get back to what you were saying before prior to the chat, man. But yeah, dude, thanks, man. It means a lot. Like I said, it's very inspiring hearing you say that. Like I said, I mean, I'm definitely trying. I think the first time though, I don't know if the fine, mic actually was the first time that I ever conversed with you, or I think it might have been once or twice before on like something else, maybe like asking you like what you use for like your stream, like OBS or something. I can't remember because I remember I commented on a couple of your videos because I found you just by literally typing in YouTube, on how to do something like a tutorial for streaming help. And then I found you there, and then I know for a fact that I bought that mic off of your review because I saw your review on the mic. I was like, dude, if this mic is really that cheap, there's no way. So then I Googled the mic, I saw a couple of the, content creators, or not couple, a lot of freaking people review that mic. And then I was like, okay, yep, no, this is it. I'm going to hit this link, buy it off of there. And then that's the mic that I'm using currently right now, which I feel like absolutely sounds really good.
Yeah, I was shocked the first time I heard it. When I bought it off Amazon, because I try to, I don't know. I guess I just have a gear obsession, but like people always ask me, they'll be like, "Well, why do you buy budget?" Like I have an Elgato 4K, and then I went and bought this cheap one that everybody was talking about that was like $20 on Amazon. This little like no-name video capture card. I just find it interesting to see. I'm always intrigued by the best bang for the buck. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind spending money on high quality stuff like this microphone I have and stuff. But it never intrigues me as much as finding that product that you pay like nothing for, but for whatever reason was just made well or whatever, that it just sounds fucking amazing. It always shocks me. And funny thing is, I even use other fine products. The lapel mic that you'll see in my YouTube videos, that it's clipped on my shirt or whatever, that's a fine microphone. That's a fine lapel microphone that I bought that plugs into my DSLR camera. So I don't know. I think they make great products for for how cheap. And I think that was a $20 lapel microphone, and I love
it. Dude, that's insane. I couldn't believe like my entire setup. Like if you've ever seen any of my videos, anybody else that's listening to the podcast, like my setup. So the arm, the desk arm, the pop filter, the mic, literally everything that I have set up comes in that same, what was it, like a $60 package, which I think is like absolutely insane. Like that's a crazy value. Like the mic is really good. And I saw like a lot of like other content creators on the platform, compare this mic with a lot of big professional, name mics, and they were blown away of how good the quality was for the price difference. And I just was blown away with that.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize it or not, but I made a video doing that. I did the review video, but I also have a video where I compare it to this mic that's in front of my face right now, the Audio Technica AT2035, as well as a Blue Yeti microphone, and I compared it to 3 other microphones in like a blind test where you can watch the video and you'll get like letters and you'll hear the different audio, but you don't know which mic it is. And then after I review which mics they are, and you can kind of see if you were able to pick out which ones are which. And nobody rated the Fine as the lowest mic on the totem. Nobody. And it was the cheapest mic on the that I used. Every other, I used the Blue Yeti, which was like it was like the Blue Yeti
Yeah.
Pro, not the Snowball, but the bigger one, which I think is like $130. I used this one, which the AT 2035, which I think is like, don't quote me, $200. It's not a super expensive mic. But
No,
I like it.
princess, not the same company.
The company that makes cups, that's just Yeti without the blue. That's just Yeti.
It's Yeti without blue balls.
Yes. They haven't been freezing as long.
Dude, that's freaking crazy though, man. That's insane. Like the quality of product that they would produce for such a cheap price just baffles me. I've never used a lapel mic. I mean, I don't know like with my content, like if I would ever need to use one of those, but I think it's absolutely pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. I've never checked out any of their other products, So I mean, I guess I can't say, but you're saying is it a lapel? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah.
Lapel mic.
It's the kind that just clips on your shirt or whatever at the top.
Right. And for your stuff, I mean, it works fine, because you're actually talking, to the camera, like, full body or like, half body shot and stuff, which makes sense. But I don't know, dude, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't use it for any gaming video, but like reviews and things like that, I'd prefer not having a big mic. Like in gaming content, obviously everybody's used to the big mic right in front of your face, so it doesn't bother people. But if you do anything outside of that, like reviews of products and things, most people don't want to be seeing you sit there with a giant ass microphone with a pop filter in front of you, taking up half your face.
Bro,
so that's where I use that.
Further. I keep on trying. I feel like I try to keep on in all my content. I try to stick it further in my face. I don't know why. It's like for whatever reason I do that, and then I make a video, where I'm like doing a summoning session, and then I start screaming at my top of the lungs, and then all of a sudden I play it back, and I'm like, dude, this is horrible. I'm like reaching, peaking over here.
That's funny.
But I do think, honestly, though, that a lot of it did come from your help, though. I mean, when it comes to like setting up the settings, I mean, my mic only sounds this way because you've helped me set it up not once but twice now. And so, I mean, I think there's a lot to say about the settings too. I mean, a lot of
for sure.
A lot of people were giving me props on my audio when I first made the transition after you helped set up the settings. Especially the big one is that noise gate. You know what I mean? Or not. I don't know if it's noise gate actually anymore or whatever filter it's called now that we use. I mean, it's absolutely, dude, that thing is crazy. Like you stop talking, it instantly cuts out the background noise. You're not listening to your computer fans run. I mean, it's very, very cool. And like I said, I think that has a lot to do with just the settings.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I always tell people too. A lot of people, especially new streamers starting out, I'm a small streamer and I have expensive gear. That's only because I had a really good fucking normal job. So I had money I could spend on it. Most new streamers, you don't need as much as you think you need. I mean, up until just like a month ago, even though I had the setup to be using a mirrorless a digital camera instead of a webcam, I still used a webcam. And just because having proper lighting, I don't know how many times people would come to my stream and be like, "Oh my God, your camera looks so good." They're like, "What are you using?" And I'd be like, Logitech. Like, it wasn't just a webcam. It's the popular webcam that came out 9 years ago, the Logitech C920. Like, it wasn't even like any of the newer ones, like the Stream Cam by Logitech or any of those. And people would still be shocked. And it was just because I have proper lighting me up, using a proper 3-point system of lighting, that shocks most people. They don't realize, you can go out and buy a $2,000-$3,000 digital camera to replace your webcam. And if you don't have the lighting right, again, and to bring it back to what you're saying, quote unquote, the settings right, it doesn't matter how much money you fucking spent on the gear. It's going to be shit. You can go out and buy a $2,000 microphone. And if you don't have those settings properly tuned in, you don't EQ it for your voice. It's never going to sound as good as if I took $100 microphone and EQ'd my voice for it properly, set up all kinds of different filters and stuff on it. It's just never going to sound as good. I mean, if you look on YouTube, you can see video after video, just to give you another example of this thought, if what I'm saying is intriguing anybody at all, just go to YouTube and like search for like professional photographer versus professional photographer with $100 camera versus a newbie with a $20,000 camera. and you'll shit your fucking bricks. Like you'll be like, what the hell? How's this dude getting these photos with $100 camera, and this dude's rocking a $20,000 camera, and his pictures look
Right.
like ass? Like
Right. And I do second that, because I mean, like, that's what's happened with my stream, like I've invested a little bit of money, obviously budget, right? Because you know how I am. And like, I've invested in, like some lighting currently. And I don't know if you've noticed the difference, but like even like my face light has been like tenfold, like the quality of my camera, which I didn't change, by the way, which is still a $50 webcam, 1080p webcam off of Amazon, because unfortunately I wanted to buy a brand new, C920 or whatever, during the middle of the pandemic, when everybody's needing to buy webcams, and then when there is one available, it's like, oh, a 9-year-old webcam that was originally, or that has now been $60 pre-pandemic is now $200. But basically, I would agree with that. No, I mean, I think the lighting has made a massive difference, like even just in the quality of my camera, like I said, which hasn't changed. I mean, I can literally play with the settings, turn the light warmer, brighter, up and down, transition it, and I think it's made a world of a difference just from doing lighting. So yeah, I would agree with that 100%. Anybody listening that's streaming, wants to do anything like that, definitely can do it on a budget. Maybe me and Derek will. I just got a brilliant idea, by the way, D. Not even gonna warn you a heads up, but I think we should do in the future we should do a collab video on budget stream and like tips and tricks and even some crazy out of the box shit that would potentially work.
Agree 100%. Let's wait till you get all these new subscribers from your collab you're doing right now, though, before we do. I'm just kidding.
Valid point.
Brenda says,
got a backlink.
Brenda says, oh, I was gonna say, damn, they expanded, talking about the Blue Yetis. Yasso says, I have a Blue Yeti. Is that what you use, Yasso? Is the Blue Yeti microphone? The Fine's better. Ooh, and it's cheaper. Princess says, I want a Blue Yeti. Nope, Princess, you don't. Get the mic that I did a review on, the T669, the Fine. Fine. The one Codations is using. Derek and Codations approved. Princess says, I'll name him Steve. Chad says, Derek, my dude, sorry I haven't been active in streams lately. I've been struggling with some personal issues. I'm on the mend, so I'll be showing up more. Yo, Chad, never got to apologize, dude. You're welcome back anytime. If you don't show up for a year and then you stop back in, dude, I'll act like you never missed a fucking day, dude. Once you're part of the fam, you're part of the fam, man. If you ever want someone to chat to or whatever, hit me up in the Discord, man. I'm happy to just let you vent or whatever, man. I'm a fixer, so I always want to try to fix shit, but I'm trying to get better at just listening and letting people vent, man. So if you ever need someone to talk to, feel free to message me on the Discord, dude. Princess says, I'm surprised you didn't say tits and tricks.
Tits and tricks.
Alien tits and tricks. The new collab.
Nobody said, Princess, that couldn't be the thumbnail.
Narixon or Yasuo says, yo, Chad, no need to apologize to someone if you're working some personal things out, man. You're always welcome here, but for real, work out what you need to do before anything. Exactly. Agreed. I think pretty much anybody around here can confirm this stream, this community. Like I said, we don't hold nothing really against anybody, man. You come when you come, you dip when you got to dip. We're always here for you. We try to help each other. We got a good ass fucking little community building, if I do say so myself. And I don't just say that because it ain't because of me. It's there's just been some awesome people that have somehow, through the cosmos of however the fuck it works, that have just found their ways to this stream. And I'm forever thankful for that. But I'll tell you, like, even for example, talking about Codations right now, just to give an example, like Codations joining here and me helping him improve his stuff, he's lit a fire in me where I'm like a mini, and not like a competition, like a bad competition, but I'm like, oh shit, this dude's catching up to me. I gotta like try to get my like, it's kind of put a fire under me again to like work on improving my content. Like I got a laptop review coming out tomorrow, and I'm like, not only did I record B-roll at my house, but then I like took the product over to my parents, like, and set it up in like different news spots. Cause I'm like, oh, it'll be like tons of different areas to get B-roll shots. And so he's even got me trying to push myself now. So that's what I love about this community is everybody else is the awesome ones. And it helps me out more than people realize, just as much. Chad says, Yasuo, just mental issues with stuff. I'm getting help from friends and family after opening up and mending everything. But I'm glad to be back watching the streams. Like I said, Chad, we're glad to have you here. I don't know if you've been around for a podcast, but happy to questions, feedback. If anything we're talking about, you want to jump in and say anything, feel free to. Just realize sometimes it takes us a minute to get to the chat, during the podcast, because sometimes we're in conversation, but we do eventually, catch up on chat or get to questions and stuff like that. So just realize it's a little bit different than my normal streams, and that I'm not 100% laser focused on the chat during these. Anyways, what were we talking about, or were we kind of done?
Well, I think you branched off straight off of that by saying, we were talking about different things and, supporting different stuff and things like that. So I think you led right into it. So I think we're kind of back to, open discussion on whatever.
Yeah.
But on a side note, before we jump into anything else, I want to let you
Mhm.
know really, really quick,
Mhm.
I might take you on the go. And what I mean by that is I might convert my mic over really quick to a wireless headset and then take out the trash and stuff as we're discussing. I mean, just for anybody else that's listening, my voice might change a little bit, but I'm going to try to tweak it.
Okay.
So I can do that as we're
Okay.
talking.
Okay. Yeah. So, dude, but kind of going back to what you're talking about. Wait, let me ask this, because here's something I was talking about, because we talked last week on the podcast. You weren't here for it, and me and Wolf ended up. What we were doing is we were talking about we were talking about gaming, and we were talking about different gaming genres, and the question came up, which genre was the most was the largest genre in gaming, which then led us down this rabbit hole of some Google searches and stuff, where we found out that like the top games in the world in terms of gaming were mobile games, and that really shocked me, especially not so much here in the States as over in China, which I did know they had a much larger mobile market than we did, but I do think, because you even mentioned a little bit earlier in this podcast that you said you see the future of where mobile gaming is going, and so I guess my question then to you is it kind of shocked me how big mobile gaming is becoming. It makes sense now that I've heard the numbers and seen it from the research me and Wolf was doing last week on the stream, because most people have a cell phone nowadays, and they might not even have a gaming console or a PC, but they're of course able to game on their mobile device. So what do you mean by you see where it's heading? I mean, do you just mean numbers increasing, or is there more than that? Oh, did I lose him? Codations? Are you there? Hello? Okay. I think we lost Codations. Let me catch up on chat again real quick. Chad says, Yasuo, just mental issues. Oh, I read that. Narixon says, that's really good to hear, Chad. It's good you're reaching out to people. Honestly, I'd be really proud of myself for opening up and everything. Nice job, man. Chad says, thanks, man. Narixon, took a lot of courage and confidence to open up about it, but in the end, I'm glad I did. It made things, made things a lot easier having people I can turn to for help. Now knowing this community is also open for messages about it all is the next step on the way to find it myself. Yeah, that's honestly always the biggest thing. All right, I'm sorry. Codations has messaged me. Let me redrag him in here. All right, are you there? Can you hear me? I don't hear you if you're talking. Okay. Maybe when he went mobile, it messed things up. But what I was saying, Chad, is I mean, I agree, dude, with everything that Narixon's saying, Yasuo. Opening up, dude. Just getting help when you need it. It's always the hardest thing to do. I'm surprised, honestly, that in 2020, going into 2021, that so many people still feel like they can't admit or be honest when they're having a hard time in life. I am glad that it has become more of a thing in these last, the last decade or two. But it definitely still has a long way to go. But major props to you, dude, for opening up to friends and family. Major props to, beating that voice down in your head that tells you nobody cares. Yeah, seriously, just major props, man. Princess says, Codations! Ryan! What's going on, Ryan? How are you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Princess says talking helps a lot. It does. Let me see what Codation says again. All right, let me try to drag him here. Yo, can you hear me yet, dude?
Yeah, can you hear me?
There. Yep, now I can, my friend. Okay, wait, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Are you okay? Did you hear what I was asking you about mobile gaming and stuff? Did you hear that whole rant, or do I like get to re-fucking do that?
Yes, I did.
Yes, thank God. I would have been so pissed. Princess says, I love sitting down and listening to people vent. I don't know. Like, that might come shocking because there's a couple of you in the community that have but I hate it because, number one, I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. I hate when people feel bad. It makes me feel really bad. And I'm a fixer, and I already admitted that. I always feel like I have to do something to make them stop feeling bad. And then when I get done, I'm like, shit, I probably should have just listened more and not fucking opened my mouth as much. So then I feel bad afterwards. But again, I'm learning. And again, I'm always happy to do so. But I always feel like I do a shitty job of it, if that makes sense. All right, go ahead, Codations. Answer my question then, since you heard it all.
What if I don't want to answer your question?
Fair enough. We'll continue on to something
No,
else.
I'm just
So the next topic on my
All right, hold on a second. All right, we're going to answer the question in 2.5. Does this work? I might lose you. Hold on.
Princess says, I thrive off it because I know venting really helps release weight off the shoulders. I agree. I mean, that's why I do it. I'm just admittedly not the best at it. Again, I'm a fixer by nature. I hear something and I'm like, you need to do this to fix it. You need to do that. You need to do this. Stop thinking like this. Start doing this. And all that might be true, but in the moment, it's probably not what's needed. And again, I'm learning that as I get older. But all right, Codations, are you ready now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. You sound like shit, but let's go for it.
Oh, damn it.
It's okay.
Anyways, if everybody can hear me, damn, that sucks. I don't want to sound like crap. But anyways, basically what I was saying is
Princess says, are you on a walkie-talkie? What the fuck?
I'm on a Bluetooth headset. I've got like 5 headsets here, and I was trying to cycle between them. And the one that I just had a second ago, did I sound better?
Yeah.
I did sound better. Okay, so maybe yes. I swap back to that one. But I thought it was sounding like shit because you sounded horrible on the other one. So my mic is better on the other one, but the sound quality to me is shit. So, anyways, this won't be long, hopefully. And then, like, what I was going to say is answer your question about the mobile gaming thing. In my opinion, what I was getting at or referring to was the fact of that more people are on the go, right? And they're constantly, I think mobile gaming is still growing, and it's still going to, I think, a lot of bigger IPs and more games, and especially with games like Genshin Impact, like breaking way on the mobile platform. I think a lot of the new games coming out and going forward are going to be, a lot more popular as far as like things go on, because the only thing that's currently been in mobile, like the mobile space, has really been, your basic. And I don't mean like only moms play, but like your mom games, right? Like, you're like Bejeweled, you know what I mean? Like your quick, strategy, like Candy Crush, things
right.
like that. And then for the longest time, you've had this entire, other side of mobile gaming, which has always been gacha games. I mean, like, if you're not familiar with the gacha genre and you're listening to this podcast, because I'm in the gaming world, so obviously I know, but gacha is basically where the mechanics in the game are free, but then, everything else that you want to achieve in the game is riddled behind RNG, right? Like, so like random summoning scrolls or something, like for you to summon these heroes that you use in the game, aka Genshin Impact. I mean, is one of those games where, you get so many characters for free, but, like the best of the best characters that do actually change, the quality of your gameplay, is hid, locked behind an RNG-based system, which of course is locked behind a paid system, so that's basically been the genre of mobile gaming X amount of years. And so then I think with like Genshin Impact, you know what I mean? I think that's why a lot of people said that, you know, Genshin Impact is breaking away, because now it's a full scale open world. You know what I mean? So now you can have an open world mobile game on your phone, you know what I mean, that you don't have to have a console or you don't have to have a PC for, you know, to actually enjoy a game like that. And that game's still, again, totally free. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I'm saying, you know, with the amount of games coming out. I mean, like Blizzard's got, you know, a Diablo Immortal game, you know, coming out for the very first time, you know, in its genre, you know what I mean, you know, to a mobile platform. Again, I don't know how well it's going to do, but we'll see. But I think, you know, as more technology advances, you know, I definitely think that the mobile gaming industry is only going to grow because more people are on the go. You know what I mean? You know, the ability that I think made the Switch, for instance, so freaking fantastic is the fact that you can literally pop it down, sit in front of the TV and play it in your living room. You're like, oh man, I'm super tired. You know, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I want to go lay down in bed. Boom, you pull it straight up off of the thing. You can walk in the other room, no lag, no latency. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and funny you brought up the Switch, if you don't mind me interjecting for 1 second.
No, you're good.
Funny you brought up the Switch because after we had been talking about it, that was one thing that popped up to me. And again, talking about talking about Genshin Impact, the one thing I noticed was I saw a product the other day, and that's kind of where I thought like I'm like, okay, mobile gaming has went from, like you said, you know, moms playing Bejeweled or Candy Crush Saga or games like that, to what I feel like now. I saw some products the other day where it's a controller for your phone, which is not new. Controllers have been, you know, you've been able to hook up Bluetooth gaming controllers to your phone for a while, but where this one was different is it was a case for an iPhone where it was basically like then turning it into a mini Nintendo Switch. So you actually had the controls on the side of the phone there that you were holding, and it wasn't a separate like Bluetooth controller that you were pairing to your phone. It was still Bluetooth phone or controller, but it was built into this case that then basically turned it into a Switch. But then you could also still disconnect the controllers from the phone case, so that then it was just like your normal phone case. Just like you could take them off of the Switch and use it as a, you know, an iPad type device, a tablet, though I don't think many people do that. But you get my point, which I do think kind of opens it up to that. You know, I think mobile gaming's to the point now where, is it Xbox? Is it PlayStation? No. Is it Nintendo Switch? I would argue yes, in terms of games that could come out for it now would probably rival same type of graphics and stuff as like a Nintendo Switch, maybe even a touch better. I don't know exactly in terms of processing and all that, but you know, more convenient to carry around, I guess, with that smaller screen. I just don't know how the smaller screen does versus a larger screen like the Nintendo Switch.
Right. And I think, and I 100% back that theory. I definitely think that the Switch goes hand in hand with that mobile. I think, to be honest with you, I think it was ahead of its time in the sense of, you know, console games, right? Because I think, like, when the Switch launched, right, obviously it's by Nintendo, and, you know, Nintendo, you know, has been struggling in the sense of actual consoles. I mean, you know, prior to the Switch, I mean, you know, like the Wii and stuff, you know, even though it, you know, it's the third rated one, but it's the third only console. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, you know, I mean, I think it's, you know, I think the Switch, you know, brought them back, but I honestly, truly believed, you know, that they were ahead of their time. Because the reason why I say that is because, you know, I don't think the console industry, you know what I mean, like, you know, like Xbox or PlayStation, right? Because, you know how Nintendo is. A lot of their games are exclusive, you know, so only Nintendo, you know what I mean? And a lot of the other games that are in the other platforms don't come to Switch because, you know, the audience is so small compared to, you know, like the other consoles. But I 100% think that if, you know, in the future, which it probably will, I think, you know, Nintendo, you know what I mean, and mobile gaming, you know, if they start to branch off together, the Switch is 100% set up, you know, you know, to run that. Because again, it's all about on the go traveling. You know, you can take it, you can put it in a bag, you can walk into another room. You know, you know, that's the whole premise behind the Switch. It's the whole premise behind mobile games. You know, not only that, like all these big phone companies, dude, I mean, they're making these phones more and more and more and more and more, amped around, like more RAM, bigger and better processors, faster, faster, refresh rates, and all of these things, that are making it way easier and way better for these mobile games. Not to mention, these mobile games are, especially the idle industry. I know a lot of people want to play a game like Genshin, right, which does take up a lot of your time. You got to think into it, but this also kind of builds the idle industry, right? Like a lot of these people are looking like, oh, I don't have to actually have the game open up in my pocket. You know what I mean? No, gone are the days, where a company can come out and make a mobile game and it's like you have to like constantly have it running full time, eating up your phone's battery and everything. These people are coming out with, idle mechanics, meaning like you start, you create a crown, you're playing the game, you could close the game and then you're still gaining resources, because the game is still doing something like on the game servers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like to benefit the player, and I think that's a really, really good way. And like I said, that's what I was getting at with the market actually growing. I 100% think that we're going to see more of that going forward. And especially like you said, with these numbers, I mentioned the numbers the other day after I watched a freaking, marketing seminar, and you were telling me that you guys covered it in the podcast, and I really, really do think, I mean, I don't know. I really support that theory. Like I was listening to these mobile gaming, like the guy from Activision, that Tim guy I was telling you about in Blizzard, like talking, like listening to him. I mean, he was basically saying like the numbers are astronomical. Like they're launching a Call of Duty game, or they already have, I think, I can't remember, but they're launching a Call of Duty game specifically for mobile. You know what I mean? But what's insane about it is just the return rate. I mean, the fact that the player base is through the roof. Somebody could literally be out on the train, taking a tram back to their, wherever they live, and they're just playing Call of Duty on their phone. You know what I mean? Like, and I think honestly, I really do. I think that's going to be something that's going to be huge going forward. Now, again, is it something where I think, everybody should be a mobile content creator right now? No, do you know what I mean? And I don't think that is going to really necessarily grow. I'm just saying, the idea behind mobile gaming in general, I think that's where technology is headed, right? I think technology is headed into that direction of, fast, quick, easy, transition, no loading screens, that kind of realm. And I think mobile opens that up. I mean, sure, there's always going to be hardcore gaming PCs, hardcore MMOs, hardcore things like that. But we're already starting to see MMOs, on phones. You know what I mean? And I can see that.
Are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. You said I can see that, and then it sounded like you cut out for a second. But
No, I was saying that because you interjected, so I was like going to let you go. So I was just saying, I hear that.
Yeah. Well, and I am intrigued to know though, because like my thought, just a couple. First, let me just correct you on one thing that you said a minute ago. Just FYI, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Switch is actually the second best-selling console. Xbox is actually last place. PlayStation holds 50% of the market share for gaming consoles. Switch holds second place at 29%, and Xbox is at 21%. Just FYI, just so you know that. With that said, also the question I have, or my thought is so what do you think is going to happen though when it comes to, because I get that and that, but I feel like, do you know how skewed the numbers are in terms of age range of who's gaming on mobile versus who's gaming on consoles and stuff? Because I'm intrigued to know, like, here's my question, I guess. Do you think mobile gaming, and I don't use this word to really mean what it sounds like, but like, do you think that mobile gaming is going to take over console and PC gaming, or do you think it's just going to add on to it? Do you think you're going to see more games like Genshin Impact, where you can literally be on your phone on it, jump onto a PC and be on it, jump off, go onto the Nintendo Switch and be on it, all while like jumping right off from where you left off on the one device? Or how do you think about that in terms of the competition of mobile gaming versus gaming itself? Do you think it is a competition? Do you think they go hand in hand? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I personally see, I got both. Okay.
Oh
so
my
here's
God!
both.
Looks, guys, he's out of the mall. Princess says, "Codacious, are you in a mall?" He's back. He also says he sounds like someone on those radio shows where they bring in a random caller. His voice is back. Thank God.
Well. Can I request you, since we're already back on the page? I am on my back on my PC. I've got my good mic rolling up, but the mall on a phone call is the way you sound to me through these headphones as well. So I'm going to actually disconnect. I'm going to go to General 3. Pull me back in, okay?
Okay. He's not reconnecting. He lied. He's dipping out for the night. Oh, there he is. There he is. All right. Can you hear me?
And how do I sound?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Do I sound like $1 million?
Yeah, you sound. Do you know what, dude? You sound like $2 million.
2 million. All right, yeah, and you sound like 10 times better anyways. But I don't know, man. I mean, I'm all over the place because I've got two different point of views, right? One point of view is I think right now there's already some big names coming to mobile, and these games are going to feature cross-platform. They're going to feature cross-platform, cross-play, and cross-save, okay? And some of those names are going to be like Fortnite. Fortnite's already doing it. They're already on mobile. They're already on PC. You can cross-play between PC players and mobile game players.
Is it cross-save?
Yes, and you can cross-save and everything. Yep. And then Call of Duty is going to be the next one. I don't know if they already came out with it or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're watching the podcast, find a comment somewhere and drop it down below. But basically, I don't remember for sure, but I know there's a Call of Duty one that's either coming out or is coming out, and that's going to reference the same thing. They're going to make it either cross-save for sure starting out, or they're going to make it cross-platform, so then you can play with vice versa. There's other games out there like Brawlhalla right now is another one that, I mean, again, it's a different genre. It's more like a Smash Bros genre, but that's another. Yep, that's another game they're dropping on. Yep, there's another game they're dropping on mobile. And then again, I think and then the Diablo game that's coming out, I don't know. I don't think that's obviously not going to be cross-platform because you don't hop in there with other players because it's going to be a strictly mobile game from what I'm being told, because it's Diablo Immortals, not Diablo 4, quote. So I'm not really sure exactly if that one's going to be anything to do with the other stuff.
Could just be them testing out mobile.
And it 100% could be.
Let me interject real quick and ask you one more question. Do you know how they're handling? Because one of the issues in the past, for example, that a lot of games still to this day, like Call of Duties, if you play on the PC, you cannot play against console people, and that's because you always are going to have an advantage with a keyboard and mouse versus a controller. So do you know how are they, you're saying they're also cross-platform? Do you just mean cross-platform as in you can play them on all the different platforms? Or do you mean you're playing, are they making these cross-platform games like Rocket League where there is no advantage via mouse and keyboard versus controller or Dead by Daylight, for example?
I think they're trying to find the complete balance because so technically what cross save is what is the second thing you described. So cross save is where you can just access your account, on the computer, game, or you can access it on your phone, the version of the game, kind of like Genshin Impact. That's what you call a cross save game. Now if you're talking about the obviously going back to the Genshin Impact, take the co-op out, right? Because if you're talking about co-op, then somebody could be on PC and you could be playing on your phone. Okay, so that's a little bit different. But taking the co-op aspect out of Genshin Impact, that would be a prime example of a cross-save game. Now, because it's basically saying it's cross your save. Your save is going from your phone to the computer game or whatever version of the game. Right. I think currently right now they're trying to find a balance because Fortnite, for instance, I'm pretty sure at least when it launched on mobile for the very first time, you were able to play with PC players, and it was a setting you can turn off, right? Like you just had to accept, you know what I mean? You just had to accept that, the moment you load into, you know what I mean? The map, if you have that setting turned on and you get matched with a PC player, you just have to accept that, it's unfortunate, but they might have that advantage, over you just because of, the equipment and the ability to use a mouse and keyboard versus you using your hands, right? And I think that's going to be more prevalent. Like I think that a lot of companies are looking to go that way because it's up to the user, right? Like if you only want to matchmake with mobile players on Fortnite, then you can do that, right? Or the Call of Duty, you can do that. So I feel like that's the starting point. I really do. I feel like gaming companies, they're already talking about it, like in a lot of like IGN and a lot of these like really big gaming news sites that I follow and try to keep up with. They're already talking about trying to finesse game settings, to a point to where there isn't an advantage. And I know that's going to be super tough because like you said, you have two hands, versus a controller versus, something else. But I think there's games that are already starting to do that. Like,
there are games I know that have messed around with that. But it brings up a whole nother issue that I've seen, and this is particularly on the PC side of things. Okay. Because what it basically is it's basically AI aim assist. What they're doing for a lot of these is they're giving them an advantage with auto assist to help them have the same. It doesn't aim necessarily for you, but it kind of helps start to get your aim going when it needs to. So that your reaction can be as quick as a PC player's. At least that's my understanding of how some of them work. It's not that it necessarily aims for you, but it kind of it starts it off for right. you. Right. It assists so that you basically because let's say I'm on PC, you're on a controller, and we both see a person come out at the same time from around the corner. Naturally, with a mouse, I'm going to be able to whip over a lot faster than you are going to be able by holding a joystick over. You're limited to how long it takes for that to pan. So I've actually seen it, and I could be wrong on this. I'm trying to remember how it was, but I think I actually seen to where the game knew the person was coming from around the corner, so it actually would start turning them slightly, their view. But it's such a split second before you actually see the person that you don't realize it. It still feels like you're seeing the person and then starting to turn towards them. But it actually gives you, like, it just starts it for you to kind of beat that little bit of reaction time that a PC gamer would get just by being able to whip over super quick. And so then again, and maybe I'm not explaining that exactly right. I know, like Codation says, a lot of this stuff is kind of stuff that's in the works. So maybe I'm not understanding it completely. I want to throw that caveat out there because I'm not an expert in mobile gaming stuff at all. So because I already know there'll be comments like, "What the fuck are you talking? You know nothing. What you?" You're right. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just repeating stuff I think I've read or heard. But anyways, my point being. So then I've seen a lot of PC people upset because they're saying that it's not true skill anymore. Specifically, I don't think it matters. Like Genshin Impact, I can be on my mobile phone. You can be on PC. We can still join a co-op lobby together, as far as my understanding goes. I believe you can on different and play together co-op. But in these games like Call of Duty, where it's competition, and I don't know if it's that they have different lobbies, like maybe in the actual competitive lobbies they don't allow it, but I don't know how you justify that aim assist and stuff, or like even how you said where they're kind of aim assistant, or how you said they do it where they kind of help speed up that reaction time. I don't know how you justify that when it comes to that, or what's your thoughts on that, I guess would be my question.
I mean, it's tough because like you said, I mean, both parties are happy or unhappy. I mean, you've got the mobile, the mobile players that are playing these games with these PC players. They're unhappy. Because something's not going their way. And because, like you said, there's it's inevitable. Mouse and keyboard's gonna be faster than just a straight up controller or a straight up mobile device. And I feel like it's a hard balance, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, my personal opinion is I think from the research and stuff that I have, seen them talk about and the things that they're trying to come up with, whether it's the, like you said, the aim assist, like the similar AI detection. I mean, I know, like I said, a game like Hyperscape, for instance, that just launched on console and that was been on PC for a while. I know that they started doing that. They started finessing, and trying to, play around with the in-game settings on console, like you said, with like some aim assist sort of mechanics, to give them that little bit of a boost that they need to hopefully get onto par with a mouse and keyboard. But again, I think it's all in development. I mean, I think that they will eventually figure out some system, you know what I mean? Or they won't, and I think if they won't, or if they do figure out a system, then I think they'll leave it to the player's discretion, to like turn that on if they want to try it, you know what I mean? Turn it off if they don't want to try it, or, at the end of the day, they just, turn off a setting to where they don't match make with, the other type, of console, the other type of console, because it's a hard balance, because I mean, obviously everybody's going to pick a game that they want to play, but at the same time they want to play with their friends, so I think it's almost like a gamer is going to be like a mixed gamer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like my content is created on mobile games, but I also play PC games and console games, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it depends on what I'm playing, who I'm playing with, you know what I mean? Like it determines on, what I've got, going at any given moment. I'm talking to you. I've got a mobile game playing on my phone, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's all over the place, really.
I am curious, by the way, Purify over on YouTube says true. So he's agreeing with you. And again, so that would make like to play with friends and stuff. I could see that like on non-competitive. I guess I'm asking the more competitive, because to me it's like, if I'm playing basketball and I'm 6'1" and another guy's 5'2", like he gets these awesome robotic legs that make him the same height as me, and then somehow it's fair. Like I don't know, but I don't know that fairness ever really exists, and I don't know if it's a thing we should really strive for. So again, I don't know that I really have one or another leg in the ring for that. To be honest, I was just curious of it. But off of that, I'm curious. One thing you said, a thought that comes to mind is I'm curious because you're saying you think everybody comes to mixed game. I know, for example, and I can only speak for myself. I don't mobile game at all. Like I have no interest in playing on a mobile device. I will say I've never had any interest in any type of mobile gaming. Like our Nintendo Switch, I do not play it outside of the house. I don't take it anywhere with me to play. I only play it at home. If I'm leaving the house, I'm normally going out to do something, and I don't game while I'm out of the house. So that leads me. So again, I'm not saying that's everybody, but I know that's me. So that makes me wonder. I wonder how many people are actually that are PC or console gamers are then actively also playing a lot of mobile gaming, or if we're just seeing the large numbers because you still have a large percentage of the population, and mainly the generation coming up, a lot of kids and stuff, that they don't have a console or a gaming PC. So they're playing mobile. Like, I wonder how much of it's actually, as you're saying, a mixed bag of just gamers starting to like game on every platform versus, how much of it is segregated. Meaning, are mobile gamers? Are they really not hardly playing? Are they pretty much gaming 90% of their time on mobile? And vice versa the other way. Are PC gamers like, are they actually mobile gaming, or like, are they playing? Like, for example, I have played Genshin Impact on my phone maybe 5 to 10 times total. That's it. I mean, and it might be for like 30 minutes to do my dailies real quick, and that's it. So you know what I'm asking though? Does that?
Yeah.
Do you know any?
No, I completely.
Did they mention any data around that? Like how much of it's actually?
I
know mobile gaming's growing, and real quick before you respond, Purify says I am on PC and I play a lot of mobile games. My question to you, Purify, then would be though, what would you say your ratio is? Do you play like 50% on PC and 50% on mobile? Or do you play like 90, because you're saying I play a lot of mobile games. Do you play like 90% mobile games and 10% PC? So that's what kind of with my question asked in the codations, I'm trying to find out, like, do people lean towards the other hardcore, or is it really like a split? Kind of like as he was talking about earlier, like, I'm jumping off my PC and now I'm running out and I'm going to load up my same game on my phone now so I can continue where I left off. Like, I'm wondering how much of that's actually happening versus
in that case to defend you. Yes. Yeah. So in that case, to make a statement to the last thing you literally just said was, I don't think that's happening enough. Meaning like I don't think there's enough games out there that have bridged that gap, you know, where somebody's playing, you know, Genshin Impact on the computer, right? And then they say, I'm hopping into a car, going for, you know, drive or whatever, you know, is going on, and they're loading up Genshin Impact, right? Because that game, you know what I mean, it's manual play, right? So like you literally have to be playing that game, right? So it's hard to take that game, in my opinion, you know, on the go for that individual user, right? Unless if I'm hopping into a car that somebody else is driving, right? I mean, like, because you know how Genshin Impact is, you can't play that while you're driving, right? So I guess what I want to say is, in that retrospect, I don't think it's happening that way. What I think he's referring to and what I'm referring to is, when I'm playing video games in general, I always have a mobile game going. And that's because the mobile gaming genre right now is flooded with, like I said, idle mechanics and like auto mechanics. So like I'm literally, you know, got my squad of 4 or 6 or how many heroes I can have going at a time, no matter what game I'm playing. It's auto running, you know, like basically clearing floors. I'm farming gear. I'm farming up, you know, runes, whatever I need, you know, for in the game. And my heroes are leveling up with experience, you know, as they complete those floors type of thing, as I'm playing a game. So like I'm talking to you during the podcast, my phone is running right now. I've got you know, editing going on, you know, in the background on my PC. I'm literally running this game 24/7. Like my hands are constantly running it. And I think that's what he's referring to too. The same thing at work. You know, I'm at work. I've got my phone running on my desk, you know, plugged into a charger if it needs it. You know, it's literally running, you know, whatever mobile game I'm playing. The same thing with laying in bed. You know, I'm playing on a mobile game, variety of mobile games. You know, like I think for me, if we were comparing it to apples, like you just said, I play way more mobile games than I play anything else because the other things take more of my attention. Do you know what I mean? So like mobile games, I open up, I play, I can invest manual time, I can sit there and really look at the screen and do stuff, or I could utilize this mobile game, you know what I mean, all day long through anything I'm doing, even putting it in my pocket and it's still doing something for me. You know, so that's, I guess, what more of mobile gaming that I'm playing. And then I wanted to jump into this really quick. I wasn't looking at the chat. I don't know if he responded back at all or not.
Yeah, he said he was doing 40% on PC, 60% on mobile. Can I ask Purify? Because again, I don't, you know, Codations in the chat, you know, that you're hearing talk. This is Codations. He runs a mobile gaming YouTube channel. He is way more of an expert on mobile gaming, and I don't even know if he classifies himself as an expert, but I'm just saying in terms of me versus him, I'm learning. So that's why I'm asking a lot of these questions. I'm trying to find out a little bit more about mobile. So with that said, if you don't mind me asking, what are like the top 3 games that you're playing on mobile versus the top 3 games that you're playing on PC? You know, and whether that's just like in the last month, whether that's been over like the last year, if you have some really consistent games that you've been playing a while. But I would just pose that question to you if you don't mind taking a moment to answer. Continue with whatever your next thought was there.
Yep. So the second thing I was going to dive into, which I think you'll be shocked or a little bit surprised on this, Derek, is my analytics for my YouTube channel. Okay. So I've got my analytics pool up here. And this was mind blowing, to a lot of people that do not mobile game, right? Like I've got several of my friends that are PC only driven people. I've got several of my friends that are console, you know, like Xbox and, you know, PS4 driven people, you know, that aren't mobile gaming, gamers whatsoever. You know, I mean, they probably have like the first version of, you know, the smartphone, you know what I mean? Like they could care less. They use it to text, you know what I mean? And check Facebook, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it. But breaking down my analytics here, this is going to blow your mind. So over 50% of my audience that watches my content is over or in the category between 25 and 35.
Wow, that actually does shock me quite
over
a bit.
50%. To be exact, it's 52%.
That does shock me, but if I could just interject, that could be a little skewed, only because most of the people that are probably going to watch your channel to begin with are going to be people similar to your age, is what data shows.
Okay, but okay, so then
but that is still interesting. But I'm just pointing that out.
But here's another fun fact: 25.8% of the remaining is 18 to 24.
Okay.
So we're past 75% of my channel. Only 1.7% of my channel is 13 through 17 age. I literally have 20% of 35 to 44-year-olds.
Okay. Let me ask another question just out of curiosity. Again, just so you know, and again, I mean that is still very interesting, especially 50% because that's higher. Like for example, that range for me is 37% for 25 to 34-year-old. But also,
Yeah, I'm listening.
yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted by my own analytical data. But also, YouTube is heavily skewed to that 25 to 34-year-old age range. That's the age range that grew up on YouTube.
Oh, okay. But
it is normally the largest percentage.
Okay,
for
so then
most
switching,
creators.
yeah. So yeah,
but I was also going to ask you, what's your male to female ratio?
My male to female ratio is
I'm assuming
94.1% male and 5.8% female.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, mine's 92 to 8%.
But going back off of analytics here, just a little bit off of analytics. I will tell you from my experience of playing mobile games, there is not, which sounds completely crazy, there is not. If there was a stat out there to find, I would almost 100% put money on there is way less younger generation playing mobile games than there are on console. Because I personally believe that from me playing console games for years, like on Xbox, for example, I think there are way more younger generation, and by younger meaning like that 13 through 17 or even, 12 through, whatever. I think playing console games, playing console games compared to mobile, because I don't know what it is, and maybe it could be the genre of mobile games that I play, which again, I think takes up the majority other side of those, Bejeweled and, Candy Crush, Farmville games. I just think it attracts a larger audience. I think the games are way more in depth. There's a lot more to learn and do, because it's not like Genshin Impact, right? Where like, you go and do something and you collect some gear or whatever, and you keep on moving through the quest line. That's not how these games are. These games are like hardcore, like mid-maxing strategy, like you collect these heroes. These heroes have skills. They can pop off these skills at a certain time. You collect runes. These runes have different, perks on them. You know what I mean? You can literally mid-max, everything. And so I really think that, I don't know. I mean, I really think that a lot of people who don't play mobile games, discard them, or they really, don't know, that there's actually a older audience, that mobile games are attracted to. That actually are playing them versus people that, that don't have anything to do with mobile gamings. Because I've got a buddy of mine, man, that he absolutely despises mobile games. He doesn't believe that mobile games are gonna grow. He doesn't believe that, anything else. He's hardcore a console game player, and he's like, I'm an Xbox, player. I've been playing Xbox for years. Xbox is where it's at. All the new games come out are Xbox. Shit on mobile games, and I'm just like, you're wrong. You know what I mean? Like, like in his mind, mobile games developed only to try to take your money. There's no value in the mobile games. It's all for little kids. And I'm just like, you're completely wrong. Like, that data is completely wrong. Like, there's way more invested into that than, what I think a lot of people know.
Yeah. Purify says on mobile, 1 is Among Us, 2 is Clash of Clans, 3 is COD Mobile. On PC, he plays Fortnite, COD Modern Warfare, and Valorant. Okay. Do you mind if I ask how old you are? Or like age range? Maybe you can just say I'm a teenager. I'm, 18 to 25. I'm a young adult. Or
he's 56.
Your mine and Codation's age, that like getting closer to 30 range. But just curious. Princess says I'm the 5.8%. Wait, was that my number or Codation's number? Princess is 145 years old. I will say though, I mean, I do think you got to remember too, Codations, that the idle games you're talking about and stuff are not as popular as you think. They're not making up the majority of mobile So like here, Wikipedia, here's a list of the top mobile games. You tell me when we get to the first idle game, okay? Game number 1, Pokemon Go, Subway Surfers, Despicable Me Minion Rush, Jetpack Joyride, PUBG Mobile, Fruit Ninja, Temple Run, Candy Crush Saga, Garena Free Fire, which is another, it's like PUBG, Mini World, Sonic Dash, Asphalt 8, which is a racing game, Helix Jump, Gardenscapes, Homescapes. I know kids are heavily into those for whatever reason. Angry Birds, Super Mario Run, Dragon Ball Z, Township. My wife plays that. Call of Duty Mobile, Knives Out, Angry Birds, Honor of Kings, QQ Speed Mobile, Fishdom, Rise Up, PES 2018 Mobile, War Robots, World of Tanks, Mario Kart Tour, Ice Age Village, FIFA Mobile.
You could just stop. You could stop. It's not on the list.
Okay. Yeah. So that's people. That's down to we got to 90 million players. Okay. So yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm actually curious. The only reason I was reading them off is I want to know where idols do fall in. Do you know what the most popular idol is? Maybe I can do a search for it on the list.
I'm gonna say probably Summoner's War. I think that's got to be one of the biggest ones. Summoner's War by Com2uS is the brand. But while you're doing that, on a side note, I did type in active mobile gamers worldwide in 2020 by age group. And it's almost balanced, dude. So it's crazy. So 79% are Gen Alpha. Okay, so like ages 10 to 22.
Yeah.
72% is 23 through 38. And 68% is Gen X, 39 through 50.
Wow. Well, and again, I mean, I do think you get a lot of, like, example, several of these games I mentioned that are top games. I know, like, even my wife plays, like Township. That's a huge game that not only my wife plays, but a lot of the ladies that she works with at work plays with her, and they're like all on a team. So definitely interesting. That Summoners does not come up on this one. This is only this one has to have at least 10 million players for them to get on this list. And it doesn't. The only one that I think maybe is Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, that's another one. Yep.
Okay, I think that might. I think actually I did know that. I think that is the biggest one with 10 million. So they made the list, which I actually have heard that they're the biggest ones. So that kind of makes sense. But yeah, so they're on the list. That's the only one that I see that I recognize. But again, I don't know them all. Purify says he's a teen. Okay. And you said you're about 60-40 split. Okay. I was just, like I said, more curious for my own. I'm trying to learn. Princess says asshole 6. Asphalt. As in like a road asphalt. That's what the game's called. It's actually a really good racing game for mobile. I have played that a couple times. But again, I've played mobile games, but there's never been anything that's made me want to stick to mobile games. The most mobile game, and this is going to segue us into where I wanted to go next, what I was going to ask you, Cardations. The most mobile game I have played is actually, I have a Samsung Note series. I've had a Note for, I don't know, I had a Galaxy, I think with the S5. I switched from iPhone to Samsung with the Galaxy S5. And then I switched to Note, I believe either on the Note 7 or the Note 8. I'm now up to the Note 10 Plus. I have not got the latest one yet. But the most mobile gaming I've done is actually with a Gear VR headset. And so my question was going to be, where do you think this heads? Because, like, where do you see the future of gaming going would be my question. Like, do you think... I guess my question would be, is it still mobile gaming or PC gaming when it becomes VR gaming? Or not even VR, but what's it called? The other one, not VR, but the yo, thanks for that follow on Twitch, by the way, Purify. Not VR, but what's the other one called? AR, right? Altered reality?
Yeah, AR. Yeah.
Yep. Where do you think it heads with that stuff in terms of then mobile gaming versus PC versus console? Or do you think that just becomes a whole...
I don't know. Because I've never, so to be honest with you, I have never ever had the pleasure of actually utilizing VR.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
On a quality, listen, on a quality, system. I have played, the last VR set that I had put on my head was way back in the day. I'm talking like 2 years ago at least. and it was from one of those, a Samsung Galaxy, like headset you could buy from Verizon. It was not Oculus, nothing else. You literally put your phone in it, and your phone is like 2 inches from your face. You know what I mean? And that was the only VR headset that I've ever put on and utilized. And now, as cool as it was, I've never had the mind-blowing experience of an Oculus. I've heard so many people talk about how crazy it is, but I've never done it, so I guess I can't state that exactly for sure what I think it would do. But in my opinion, from the stuff that I know, the games that I have played, and the popularity behind VR, I personally think that there will be a world that our games become a reality in the sense through VR. So like, I think that there will be a time where, you could put a headset on, do you know what I mean? Turn on the game, put a headset on, and then actually your movements are predicted in the game, right? Like, I could definitely see that. Because they're already doing similar things with like therapy and stuff with like soldiers. In like VR, they're like basically making, they've got like this, little, it sounds weird, but it's like this weird, like ball treadmill thing, that, they strap themselves into, and then they can actually run, like they can move and run,
Right.
And then what they do, their character's actually running, right? They like squat, their character squats, they're already doing that thing for a lot of like therapy with like soldiers and like PTSD with soldiers and stuff. And so I think them taking that and then actually utilizing that and adding a game behind it, like Call of Duty, right? Or taking like a Battlefield game, and putting 150 players, on one of these, this game, together on a server playing like this. I think there's definitely going to be a market or something like that for, in the long run. If that is the case, then the mobile game, in my opinion, the mobile idle genre will die, because there at that point there would be, like, there's no way to take a idle mobile game, and throw it into like that VR realm, like, that would make sense. But I think if you take mobile gaming out of it, I personally think that the VR and console and PC 100% will eventually cross. I see no doubt in it. Right now they've got the Oculus. I don't know exactly what Oculus and their is there any competitors to Oculus? Is that a thing?
Valve Index, Steam has their own, Steam that you buy games off of on PC.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They have their own version, the Valve Index.
Okay, so like right now, I don't know exactly.
And Oculus got bought. I don't know if you know, but just in case, but Oculus got bought by Facebook. So Oculus is now owned by Facebook. They just released the Quest 2 for $299, which is both a standalone VR headset. So you don't even need a phone or anything to plug into it. You just put it on your head, and it has a phone chip and everything built into it, and a screen and everything already in it. But you can also plug it into your PC and use it as a VR system through your PC. And they launched it for $299. Fucking crazy. By the way, I want one like today. Like if I wanted to lost my job because of this pandemic,
you would have
I would literally have one in my hands right now. Because I have had all the ones that you're talking about for phones, which also, before I go into that, Purify, thank you for the 15 biddies, man. Appreciate that dono, dude. Thank you.
Hit them up, baby. Hit them up.
Speaking of, like, I've had that's how I got started, was the first version of the one that you're talking about that was for the Samsung Galaxy phones. The newer one that I have now actually comes with the controller like the Oculus does, but only one instead of two. And of course they don't have, the ones for phones don't have the the Oculus, the Quest 2 doesn't need them because it has some new technology. But like the Valve Index and the main Oculus Rift, they use the base stations where it actually can map out your room and everything. I've not actually used those, but I've only used them for my phone. But the newer one with the controller for that is pretty freaking amazing, in my opinion.
And yeah, like I said, I gotta take your word for it. I'm gonna take your word for it, because I've just never had the pleasure of doing that. I know a lot of people talked and raved about, them being in like mall kiosk and stuff, for you to like, try them out, and I just never was there. I never got to that point.
Yeah,
but,
if you ever go any place, like if you go to any larger city around you and find a big arcade, if you have, like, I mean, one of the major cities of the United States, so not just like but like, the large city in your state or whatever, like whatever that may be for your state. And they have the one where you can get on it. And they got like the treadmill and everything where you're like in the full suit, you're running around and shit, holding the gun, and moving. If you ever get to experience that, it's pretty expensive. I think when I did it at an arcade, it was like $100. But if you ever get to that chance, I promise you will not regret spending that $100 just to try it out once. You'll never spend $100 to do it again. I'll promise you that. It'll satisfy just for you to but it'll just show you where this stuff's heading, to the point like in the future when you're wearing a suit that has haptic touch to it, like your phone has haptic touch stuff on it. When you're wearing a full suit like that and you're able to just move around freely, which you can already do with a lot of the headsets, you can just walk around in the room that you're playing in. But even just that, I mean, it really shows you where this stuff's heading, which is super interesting. And I guess that's why, and I bring all that up, and my reason for bringing up the VR stuff and the AR stuff was just more that I'm almost under the impression that, like, let's say in another 10 years, I don't even know that we're going to be using mobile phones like we do now. And so that's where I'm curious as to what I guess it would just, as mobile phones, become AR devices, eyeglasses, or however it ends up being. I guess the gaming would then evolve around that. But I definitely don't see idle RPGs and stuff being around forever.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong. But I think you'll have idle aspects in games. The thing is, the way the gaming industry seems to work is it kind of takes the best of everything. So, like, for example, even Genshin Impact, it has... Well, no, that's not a good example, actually. I'm sorry. But do you remember back in the day, the Fable game? And there's been other games that did this, but Fable was an RPG, and you could buy properties and stuff to make money, and when you logged out of the game, your properties would still make money. So when you log back,
correct.
So I do agree that we're going to go to a place where some of that, like MMORPGs and stuff, where now it's almost like you log in, you log out. When you go talk to the person, no matter what time of the day you get on or whatever, they say the same things, they do the same things, they have the same dialogue. But you are starting to see, even in normal games like Genshin Impact, for example, depending on what time of the day it is, there's certain vendors out, there's certain vendors not out, there's certain people walking around, there's certain monsters out, there's certain monsters that's not out. And I just do think that's going to increase. I think you'll see it first with MMORPGs like World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls Online, to where almost every day becomes like its own full day in the game. Does that make sense? So like even eventually somebody might leave one of the towns that you've been that has been in there. You've been playing the game for 6 months. This dude's always been in the town. One day you come in, he's gone, and the storyline says he moved away to another town or got killed by somebody. He's just no longer there. Like the game, the day by day of it actually changes instead of just when they do a seasonal event or something in a game, if that makes sense.
No, it completely makes sense. And I think speaking on that, I think that's one of the things that Cyberpunk is trying to do. I mean, they've CD Projekt Red has already mentioned in the past, again, I don't know if it's going to be on launch, but they've already mentioned in the past that they are trying to make a world in Cyberpunk that is ever evolving and changing. So like, instead of you watching that same, NPC, walk from, this place to this place, down the same path, saying the same vocals, everything. They've multiple times have mentioned that they're trying to build, a city that is always changing, that you're not watching that same NPC do that, instead that NPC is creating and doing something new, doing something different. And I think, like you said, I think that's a step in that direction. I think they're trying to do that. And I really hope, to be honest with you, I really hope that MMOs do pick up on it. I really wish that World of Warcraft, for instance, Elder Scrolls, online. I these big, massive. Well, that's not even probably the massive. I don't even think ESO's that big. I think we're talking more of like on the level of like what's the other one? You've got World of Warcraft, but what's the other EverQuest? You know what I mean? Like like EverQuest and all these really, really big, massive ones. I don't know. I really think that would open up a crazy amount of players, you know what I mean? Because I think that, the fact that you're no longer, running the same quest or talking to the same NPC, like, and it's changing, like I feel like that would give people more drive, to actually, go back into the game, every day, log in, see who they can talk to or, or purposely wait for stuff. Or like you said, if randomly the developers like loaded into, like a little update or a patch, that's like, boom, you run to the town and it's like, oh, this guy got shot and killed, by a deal gone wrong or something, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, completely different storyline. You're like, whoa, this is crazy cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even to the point where like, if you, let's say a game, let's say I've played a game and that happens, like an MMORPG and someone else just joins the game for the first time, they're never going to see what happened 5 days ago on the server because of that evolution or whatever. Also, side note, I did not know Cyberpunk was trying to do any of that. As excited and as hyped as I am for Cyberpunk, and as hyped as I am to play it on Thursday, I've actually even thought about staying up Wednesday night till midnight and starting to stream right at midnight and playing. But as excited as I am to play that game and everything, I actually have not followed anything on it because I don't want to get too far into the hype that then I'm disappointed. I'm trying to go into it with very low expectations, even though I know I still have high expectations just because of the hype around it. But anyways, so I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, and I don't blame you for doing that. My same buddy I was telling you about earlier in the podcast, the guy that's super pumped up, he's been raving about Cyberpunk like way before I even knew anything about it. For how many years now? And he's like hardcore, but he sends me literally like every week, every couple weeks, sends me the company's CD Projekt Red's full live streams where they actually break down the stuff that they're working on, currently what's going on in the game, that kind of stuff. So I've watched a lot of their stuff. I've tuned into a lot of their like I said, live streams on their own and everything. And I don't know, I mean, it's crazy. The thing is, here's the thing, we kind of talked about this before in on one of our other gaming podcasts, and I'm a social gamer, man. I mean, I really am a hardcore social gamer, and I was really, really hoping that they were going to launch, Cyberpunk into a full, open, co-op experience, and then I was really down, to see that they're not launching with that. I mean, now their intention, they have said multiple times, their intention is to actually, add that in at a later time, which is great, but I personally am holding off, on Cyberpunk until literally something like that drops. And the only reason why is because I don't know, man, like the solo playing experience is tough. I haven't even invested much time into my Genshin as much as you have.
I've completely quit playing Genshin, just FYI.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, cool, no worries. But really, I still think I'm sitting at AR 26. And you should know, just by me telling you that, how little I've played, because I was catching up to you when you were like AR 30, and I was hitting, AR 25 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So like that tells you how little I've actually played since. And it's just because I don't know, man, like I'm a hardcore social gamer, like if it was something like we're playing a, ESO, or me and you decided, I don't know why we would, but like just saying we decided to play, Mass Effect, or something where we can play like hardcore, co-op, yep. Like, that to me, for whatever reason, is more motivation, and it gets me going. And again, I know a lot of people, man, they love like the Witcher series, because I think it's by CD Projekt Red too, right? And you got like the Witcher series, and I think a lot of people love that. They love that immersive story. They love the evolving story. They love, all of the stuff, which is great. But again, I don't know, man. I've tried it, dude. I've tried getting into it. I lose motivation on playing it. I kind of just get lost. I get too busy in doing other stuff that I just put it off to the side. So I think, me personally, I think I'm going to hold off on buying it right off the bat. See, everybody's reactions, see the quality of the game, through you, through my buddies, through other people that are playing the game. And then we'll go from there. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I will say, sorry, go ahead, finish.
No, you're good.
I will say, a couple things. Number one, I don't buy very many new games. I kind of typically overall just have the same mentality that you're saying you have for this game, and that I normally wait till they come out and go on sale or something, or I see how other people are doing them. I just haven't played a good game, RPG in a while that has really like gotten me addicted to it, and that's what I'm hoping this is. I will say though that I was kind of like you. I was hoping it was going to be in the same style as Grand Theft Auto, where it would have a single player story mode, but then would also have an online version like GTA 5 does, where you can go online and play, and whether that's just missions together, whether that's just, it's not the full quest or storyline on multiplayer. You're not doing that. It's not like co-op campaign, but at least it has an online side to it like Grand Theft Auto 5 does. Unfortunately, like you said, they don't have that, and I don't know what their plans are in multiplayer. So I was bummed about that. But on the flip side, I also am much like you, that I would much rather play social games, but I don't mind occasionally playing single player games. For example, the last RPG that I did was that The Outer Worlds, and that was really good, and it was a single player RPG. Also, like the Fallout series games, I love those. The Elder Scroll games, I love those. But it's been a while since I've played. Like, I didn't get into the Witcher series. I didn't get into like any of the Assassin's Creed, which are more of action adventure. So it's just, for me, The Outer Worlds was the last solo RPG I played, and then before that, I think Skyrim was the last big solo RPG I played. So I was just, I don't know why. I'm just, it's been so long since I've played one of those. I think I'm just ready for one of those. Plus, again, in all fairness, I am just totally, anything, movies, games, anything that's set in like the future, and especially the future dystopian vibe, like meaning like, and I don't know if I'm using the word dystopian correctly, but I mean like the future where it's like, it's bleak. Like, it's kind of like a fucked up future. And I don't mean fucked up as in like, like end of the world, like, apocalypse. But I mean fucked up as in like everybody kind of becomes like out for themselves. And it's kind of like, like, for example, like the Firefly. I don't know if anybody ever saw did you ever see the TV series Firefly, dude?
No.
Oh
that is the spinoff.
God.
Isn't that a spinoff? Or is that actual their own?
It's not a spin-off. It's their own thing. It has a super cult following. It only had one season, and then they didn't reproduce it because it didn't do well at the time. But then it was doing well later. But it's excellent. But it's kind of like that. It kind of goes to the future where like there might be space travel. But it's kind of like everybody's like you got mercenary. It's kind of like it goes back to it's like Wild West of the space and future. That's what I like. And so any game like that, like this game, Cyberpunk, I'm all for, or any type of movie like that, like Matrix style theme. It's like future, but it's like a dystopian universe. Like, it's not like the best universe. It's not like all happy-go-lucky. It's like, it's fucked up. It's not like end of the world, but it's like fucked up. Humans are batteries. We're still here, but not exactly how we'd want to be. Anything like that, I'm totally down for. Marquise says, yo, look who's back. What's going on, Marquise? How you doing, man? More Cody Kibbles says, yo, what's going on, more? You know what I mean, though? I don't know. Those are just my style games, dude.
Yeah, no, I totally get
So
it.
that's what I'm
And like I
pumped
said, yeah, no, and I totally get it. I respect that. I think honestly, so I don't know, man. I think the last hardcore RPG, single player RPG game that I actually invested loads of time into was probably Skyrim.
Yeah.
Because, and I really do, I think that was it, because I played Skyrim on not only the like PC, like regular version. I played Skyrim on the console, and then I also played a crap ton of modded Skyrim, where like I was on the PC, I joined, I basically joined into like this weird, mod community type of thing where they like had all these mods that they had built over the years that you could add on, and and to make the gaming experience different or open up new quest lines and stuff. And so like I took on that whole realm of Skyrim.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but maybe it was just the point in my life that I was at, you know what I mean? Because I just remember, I couldn't wait, to get home from school, and just grind out, Skyrim, you know what I mean? Like, but I think that was because it was to me, I don't know. I don't think I experienced the
I just
full,
don't
like,
that's what I'm saying. I just don't think there's been that great of an RPG out in so long. That's why I'm so pumped for this one.
Right.
I just think, like, I know you're like, oh, I love social games. I do too. I just don't think there's been a great solo RPG in a lot. Like Outer Worlds, it was okay, but it wasn't great. Like, I just don't think there's been that in a long time. Like I said, Fallout 4, I thought that was pretty good. That was solo. They have added multiplayer, I think, since then too. But I just think it's just that there hasn't been that game out in a long time. But maybe you're right. Maybe things just changed or whatever. But because I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure there's other games you play solo at times.
I mean, the only thing that I can think of would be far few in between in it, and most of the time, I'm not gonna lie, most of the time they have been games that I have spent full price on, that I didn't get my monies out of, and it's not because the game had any issues. It was because I just lost it. I mean, I just didn't have any desire to continue to play that game. Like, and to give you an example, that would be a prime example: Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah,
I think I literally bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey solely based on the fact that all of my friends at the time were hyping up the game, talking about how amazing RPG, game experience it was, really good storyline, game altering storylines, all this stuff. And I was so set on, listening to them, and I just completely overlooked the aspect that it wasn't, co-op, it wasn't multiplayer. Bought the game full price at $60, invested maybe 5 hours into the game, like actual full on, like me sitting down, and diving into the game. I will tell you right off the bat, the combat, super smooth, super cool. Story, could give two fucks about, the immersive story. 3, I loved the aesthetics of the game. Okay. Those things 100% Ubisoft has done a fantastic job at, right? But I got bored, man. It literally felt like Minecraft to me. You know what I mean? It literally felt like I was sitting there in my own personal Minecraft world. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but except it's in Odyssey or, Assassin's Creed world. And
I'm cracking on Minecraft right now, dude. Come on, I play Minecraft.
No, I'm not talking about bad about Minecraft. I'm just talking about
kidding.
I'm just talking about, like my mind. I just can't do it, man. Like I said, I've tried so many times. I can't play the damn game solo for whatever reason. Now, here's the weird thing. The weird part is it crosses over for me in mobile games. And what I mean by that is the mobile games that I play are literally with loads of other people. You know what I mean? You mean, like people that I play with mobile games are like through Discords. You mean, like that's why I hop in the game's Discords. I literally have like 45 Discord channels like in my Discord. Like, because I literally hop into the game's Discord, I'm chatting with other players, you know what I mean? I'm adding some of those players in game. You mean, we're constantly talking about new updates, new things to try, new things to test. Like I'm constantly talking and utilizing that, but I've tried playing solo player mobile games, you know what I mean? And I just absolutely have no interest in them. It's the same thing, like I said, with some of the RPGs here, man. Like Genshin Impact was one of those that actually changed that for me a little bit. And that was because I was so immersed with like somebody like you know what I mean? Where, you were talking about it, I'm talking about it, we're in Discord playing together, not together in the sense of co-op, but together as in like the game at the same time. And I think like that made it better for me, you know what I mean? But then the moment I got a chance to not play Genshin Impact, you know what I mean, with anybody else, then it was just kind of like, it's okay. You mean, I'm like, it's okay. It's
yeah,
whatever.
and I'll say, I mean, I will say, you know, because I said I haven't had an RPG but like I actually really enjoyed. I actually do enjoy Genshin Impact a lot. I'm surprised at how much I enjoy that game. I just decided to quit playing it because nobody likes watching me stream it, to be completely honest. I know there's several of the regulars that are like, oh, you know, we'll watch whatever you play, but I could just tell overall people were not enjoying watching me play it. It's just not very exciting doing dailies and stuff a lot of times. Princess says, I'm going to actually play Minecraft later, LOL. I got to build. Actually, I've been playing Minecraft lately because I've been working on some new video ideas that Codation knows about, but no one else can know about.
Baby.
The first one comes out, actually, not this week, next week, I think. But I'm trying out some new type of video on YouTube. So I've been playing some Minecraft in the background, like, you know, off stream, to get gameplay for this new video concept I'm trying. Blah, blah, blah. Have you been building? I have not. It's been more of just like exploration type so far, but I am probably going to do more building. But it's more of it's more just exploration type stuff.
Speaking
So
of the
far.
Minecraft thing,
Let me answer this one real quick. I'm Simplex says hi. Hey, I'm Simplex. How you doing? Go ahead, sir.
No, I was gonna say really quick. I was gonna interject, and what I was gonna ask you was, I was gonna say, speaking of the Minecraft thing, are you still paying for that old server that we were on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, okay. I just wanted to check in on that. I'm like, wait a second, this guy's been playing other games, like not been playing Minecraft, but recently, and I'm sitting here thinking, has he been paying for that the entire time and just forgot about it?
I didn't forget about it, but yeah, I have been paying for it. As long as probably, you know, I don't know. I mean, I always like the idea of having a Minecraft server for the community, just in general, for when I do want to hop on or other people. I will say, I mean, depending on I can't promise. Like, my goal basically would be to keep it forever. You know, to just keep paying for it. It doesn't bother me. It's not very expensive. It's like, I don't know, $5 or $6 a month. I think $5.99 or something. But obviously, with losing my job and stuff now, the future that could change. But for now, yes, I am paying for it and keeping it just because I know people get on there and build, like Princess. I think she still goes on that server. I still play on it occasionally off stream. I don't always tell people, but I play it with my daughter sometimes. Simplex says, do you play Fortnite? I do not, sir. I don't play hardly any FPSs. What were we gonna say, Coditions?
Is the one person that we had currently there still also building, or no?
The one person that we had.
The two people we had, Yaso, and then the guy who is no longer currently on the channel.
Blazin is no longer on there. No.
Gotcha.
I removed
That's what I was
when I
curious.
removed him from everything. But
Yep, I know.
Yaso, yeah,
I just didn't
he's
know.
still a user on there. I think Ryan's still on there. There's still a couple people on there. I forget all the people that are on there.
Gotcha.
Princess is
Very
still
cool.
on there. Again, I don't know how much she plays. But I don't know. I like having it. I mean, even if I were to close down the server, I would download the map first, and anybody that wanted it to like put it on their own. Like, so if you build anything, like, don't be afraid to build anything, Princess or whoever else that's on the Minecraft server. Because, like, if I did decide to quit paying the monthly fee for it because I can't find more work or whatever, I would give everybody that wants the map. You know, so you could just put it on your own local system.
Right.
You wouldn't lose anything you build or anything like that. I mean, also, if anybody just wants the map at any stage, I'm happy to get downloaded and give it to them. You know, but I, figure on theirs where most of us hang out. So
Before you answer the next question, I was going to ask you about chat. So, like, when I'm looking at the stream on the website, like on actual YouTube's website, the chat question comes in first, and then there's a delay that actually pops into the actual video feed on your end. What does your chat look like? Is your chat up to date with YouTube's actual chat, so you see it prior to it popping up, or are you reading what's actually shown on screen, so you're delayed?
I'm delayed.
Okay.
So if it pops up in YouTube first, like you're seeing it pop up, and then however long it takes before you see it pop on screen, when it pops on screen is when it's popping up for me in my app.
What about order? Is the order the same too for you?
Yep. The way you're seeing it on the video chat is the exact way I'm seeing it.
Gotcha.
Like the symbols next to it with the YouTube versus Twitch versus when it's Facebook, because there's Facebook that sometimes pops up too. The exact order they're popping up in there, that's how I'm seeing it.
Okay, sounds good. I just didn't know because sometimes I swear, like maybe you're doing it like on your own, but like sometimes I swear you read the chat, like when the chat's blowing up sometimes, and you read the chat and then you might read something more recent and then you go back up and read like 2 or 3 messages prior to that. So like, is that just you?
I have Chrome open with 3 tabs for each of the platforms that I'm also streaming on. So because I do constantly check to make sure things are coming through, that
Gotcha.
I'm not missing anything. If I do know that I missed a couple chats, I'll go back to those tabs and pull up each chat where it's a little bit easier to, be able to go through them and stuff. But the main chat that I'm normally watching is the chat that you see directly on my feed. But again, I do also go into I do have the individual chats open as well. So does that help answer your question? Like, does that maybe give you a better? Okay.
Yeah, no, it totally does.
Okay. Princess says Facebook popped up. Yeah, I stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch all at the same time. So yeah, Facebook, you'll see it on this chat also. If someone, there's not anybody over there. I just started streaming to Facebook. But when they do, which there's been a couple, it pops up on there as well. I'm Simplex says I stream on like low latency, so there's not much delay on the stream. Yeah, I don't think they're very delayed. I think he was more talking about when the chat messages pop up and when I actually receive them, because I'm using a program that grabs the chat from all the different platforms and then puts it into one program for me in a list, just like you guys are seeing on the stream right now. I have a program that shows it just like that, and it's basically a feed of all the different platforms. So that's what I think he's more referring to and talking about.
Yeah. It's
also,
not
Joffrey, thank you for the follow on Twitch, my friend. I appreciate that, dude. Hope you're having a good Sunday evening. But yeah, I think that answers your questions or gives you a better idea of what's going on.
Yeah, no, it totally does. I was just curious. I always, every time I tune in, I watch you, and when I see it pop in sometimes, I've just noticed, a couple of those, those odd moments where, like you said, you must be watching different chats sometimes, because like I said, you will read something that'll be like, let's say you're in the middle of playing like a Dead by Daylight game, right? And you look over, because you watch your eyes, you look over, and then you'll say something that somebody just said recent, right? But then there'll be like 2 chats prior to that, right? That you missed, that you didn't say anything, and then all of a sudden, like, then you'll read off those next 2 chats. Do you know what I mean? That were above it. So like sometimes I've wondered, does it like scramble them up, or is it just you notice that there's 2 more after you read the most recent one, so then you go back up and read the next.
Well, what typically happens for me is I have Nightbot running on set, which is a bot that you'll see. It'll pop up on the live chat in my stream. So you'll see Nightbot pop up, and he's in YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So he's always sending messages for me, this bot, like the one that just posted in YouTube that I see. It says, enjoying the stream. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified when I go live. So I have different messages like that for the different platforms that tell different things. So what happens sometimes is some people so my chat is, I can only see about the last 5 chats on my screen. Like let's say it's a normal size chat. I can only see like the last 5 chats on my screen. So sometimes what'll happen is when I'm in a game like that, I'll notice 2 people or something will ask questions. I'm right in the middle of getting chased or something by a killer. So then, they'll say something and I'll know I got to read them. But then by the time I look back over, Nightbot has done something in YouTube, Twitch. So he takes up like a bunch of fucking spots because he's always doing shit. And then somebody else commented. So I can see theirs. I can no longer see the other people's because of Nightbot. But I know they're there. So then, like I said, I keep all the chats open in Chrome, which is minimized because obviously I want to be able to see my OBS, my Discord, and all that. And it's just too much to try to have 3 separate chat windows open. So, then I know I can just bring up that Chrome and go through them real quick. And that's where I'll then go back, like you're saying, and read them. I'm Simplest says, oh, okay, that's cool. He says, remember I was late on stream the last time. I do. When I was doing the wait, was it when I was doing the Phasmophobia Simplex, right?
I'll be right back, D.
Okay, sir. I think it was it you with the Phasmophobia, right? When I was with the team that kind of didn't know what they were doing right at the end. Simplex says, yay, I'm so close to 600 subs. Yo, dude, congrats. That's awesome, man. What kind of content do you create? I just crossed 2,300, so I'm psyched on that. I'm like ready to hit 2,500. I don't know why. It's just like one of those numbers that's a big deal. And then like the next big deal will probably be 5,000. But I'm super pumped to hit 2,500. All right, so hopefully Codations isn't too long. Because I don't know what to fill in right here, right now, guys. If you guys that are chilling in Twitch or on YouTube are not following me on Facebook, you totally should. Throwing my link in the chat for you guys there. It's just facebook.com/OMG. It's Derek. You can go there and hit the follow my Facebook page if you feel like it. Not required, not required. But yeah, Simplex, congratulations on the 600 subs. Like I said, you have to let me know what type of content you're creating. I'd be intrigued. I guess I could click through and see, to be honest. Let's see here. Oh, it won't let me from the chat? Kind of dumb. Let's see. Assuming your name is the same as... Oh, nope. Okay. Try it this way. Robux giveaway, so you live stream, it looks like. That's kind of cool. Cool. You are getting close. 575 subs, dude. Nice. All right, let's see. Come on, Codations. So how's everyone doing tonight? Princess, how have you been doing, my dear? Are you still by the stream? It says, I'm good. So what have you been thinking of the podcast the last couple weeks? I know you've been here for most of them. I don't know if you've actually been like actively. I don't know if you just had them up in the background, but what are your thoughts so far? It says, I like it, ! I swear I can literally, well, I know you like staying here, but I mean, I don't know like if you're sometimes have it on in the background while you're working, or I just meant, I don't know how you do it. Like if you're actively like, you know, paying attention to every single word we say, or if you're kind of working on stuff, or how you're doing it. I feel like I could like literally just turn on a webcam and be sitting here typing and you would say you like it. No. Just teasing. I just feel like you're always too good to me. But it says working on Canva stuff with this in the background. Nice. Yo, you telling me about Canva, by the way, anybody listening to this podcast anywhere, I was trying to make YouTube thumbnails and stuff using Photoshop, and while you can probably make amazing stuff, I'm a beginner when it comes to Photoshop specifically. Yo, Princess recommended Canva for my thumbnails, and I thought that last thumbnail I did turned out pretty damn good. I don't know what you thought, Princess, overall. I know I showed it to you, but did you ever, like, what did you think of it? Princess says, hell yeah, I made it. Oh, really? You did that whole logo in it? That's pretty fucking sweet as well. Actually, I didn't know you did a logo in Canva. That's crazy. I'm curious to see. I don't know if I'm trying to see here. Like, can I see? I want to see like what the oh wait, here we go. How do I see this? I have no idea. I wanted to see what like the oh, right here, analytics for this video. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to see.
Alrighty, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to see, dude. Help me out here. I'm fucking retarded,
Okay.
apparently. Oh wait, there we go. There we go. So my click-through rate is I guess impressions click-through rate. That is the click-through rate of videos getting, right?
Yeah, I believe so. That they're actually finding and clicking on your videos.
Right. So that's like my thumbnail. So then they're clicking on it, right?
Yep. Yeah, what are you doing? Pulling up analytics or what?
Yeah, I'm looking at a specific that video I did with the new thumbnail. I'm trying to see if how that performed versus other,
Hmm.
you know, like other fucking thumbnails. If that makes sense.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Where are you at? I'm looking here in analytics.
Well, I'm on the specific for that specific video, and I was looking under reach. So you have impressions and impressions click-through rate.
Oh yeah. I got you.
So I don't know. Let me see. So okay, so it says it's 5% for that, which is actually not that high. So I'm kind of a little nervous.
Reach.
Wait, maybe 5% is not horrible. What is a good click-through rate on a thumbnail? I don't actually know. Okay, maybe it is a little better. This one's only, 3.8. Apparently my click-through rates are not that great. What are your average click-through rates on videos?
Well, I just went to the one that I got that was really, really good for me recently, and that one's 16.3%.
Jesus.
But if I go to, I'm just gonna go to like just a random one or something, one that's not, like anything crazy. Well, these are only gonna show my top. 1 second, let me go to my
Wow,
videos
dude.
and live
Like
streams.
the videos that I wouldn't think have that great of thumbnails have higher click-through rates for me. Like the real simple
go
with just like a picture of me with some text on the screen tend to be.
Yeah, but who doesn't want to click that?
Well, I'm just saying they got pretty damn good.
Reach. So the video I just dropped this morning at 10 a.m.
Title,
has got 11.6 click-through rate.
Jeez, my click-through rates are horrible, dude.
The one I dropped yesterday, if I go to reach click-through rate, it's got a 7%, which was yesterday. But hold on, I'm just want to get an average here. I want to pull this up to give you
I'm gonna switch to
average.
my. I don't know. Wait, are you able to show all your analytics on? I don't know what analytics you're allowed. I know you're not allowed to show all analytics stuff. But I don't know which. Okay, but like,
do not know.
but like for my okay, so I don't know if you remember, I did a video that was like NVENC versus X264.
Yeah, yep.
Like, look how simple. It's just like a side by side with the words
Of the two
NVENC
trucks.
versus X2. Yeah, 15% click through rate. But then like that last one I did that I thought I did a really good job on, which is why I left Twitch's affiliate program. My
Yep.
click through rate on that 5%.
Yeah, but you also have to remember the content too.
The content you said?
Yeah, of the video.
Well, right, but typically your click through rate comes from your title and your thumbnail.
Right, but I'm saying if the video didn't do as well. If people aren't watching the video, then your click-through rate's going to naturally be lower.
No, that's not true.
Why?
No, not at all. If 100 people watch your video or 1,000 people watch your video, that doesn't change your click-through rate.
How doesn't it? Because your click-through rate isn't your click rate determined on. Okay, so then I'm confused. Then
Your
on
click-through
on how
rate
it's
is
measuring.
determined on how many times it shows your video, and then how much times that's clicked through. That's
Yeah,
it.
like somebody has actually clicked.
So
on it.
if they show your video 200 times on their site and 100 people click on it, you have a 50% click-through rate. If they show your video 10,000 times and only 100 people click, and let's say 500 people click on it, so you have more people watch it than the other one, you have a way lower click-through rate. Doesn't matter how many people watched your video. It just matters how many times they showed it versus how many clicked on it.
Yeah, right. No, I get that, but isn't the algorithm for YouTube going to show your video less if it's not getting enough clicks? So like what I'm trying to manifest is I'm trying to say like, yeah, but so I'm trying to say like it also depends on the topic of the video, right? Because if you put a video out that more people are going to click, like, so for instance, if I put a video out right now that talks about something that's like super fucking huge and popular on YouTube, I might see a larger, amount of people clicking that video because they're interested in it versus people not clicking it. You know what I mean? Therefore, it doesn't matter if YouTube showed it to 500 people or 100 people. You know what I mean? Like, I might not get the clicks. Does that make sense? So I think that has a little bit more to do with more to do with like, I'm sorry, not more. I think it has a little bit to do with all of it, right? It's like obviously your title and your thumbnail, but even as much so as the topic, right? Because I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess maybe it doesn't really matter about the topic because the people that are viewing it and clicking on it, are going to happen depending on whatever niche or, topic it is in, I guess. I don't know. But I think it should have some type of relevance.
I mean, I just think my videos that have like, are they getting the views though because I have a higher click-through rate? Like, am I getting the views because I have the higher click-through rate? That was always my understanding with it.
Yeah, I don't know. But to give you another thing here. So if you remember the ones that I just told you, so I've got my first one, or the one that I dropped today is 11.6. And then the one I dropped yesterday is 7%. Then the one I dropped the day before that is 11.7%. And then if I go down a little ways to one that like, really, was doing really, really good, for instance, it's got upwards of 16%. So, I mean, I think I'm staying pretty consistent around that 7 to 12% click-through rate.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's very, very good or not. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I should have a way higher click-through rate.
Let's see what the average is. What is YouTube average
click-through rate?
In between 2 and 10%.
Oh, damn. So the videos that I've got over like 16% is huge.
Really good. Yeah. 2% is average for an account.
2%?
That's what it says.
Bro, I don't even have a 2% video. Like I've literally checked like 10 of them now. I don't have a 2% video. I think the lowest I've gotten was 4.8. 12.9.
Yeah, these people are bragging about a 4% CTR.
Interesting. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't be pissed off. That's crazy, dude. I have not found one lower than 4.8%. 8%? All right, hold on. We got to go way back. Let's just go way back. Let's go like way old videos here. See.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I see people kind of all over, but I don't know what a normal
16 16.7. Dude, I don't know, man. Oh, I did just find one. So the one. Okay, so look at this. This is ironic. You're going to tell me it doesn't matter again, but this is ironic. This video did horrible. It's still sitting at 69 views, right?
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. And my click-through rate is 1.9%.
Right, but you're saying, but you're saying this topic. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it didn't get a good click-through rate, which theoretically means you had a bad thumbnail and title. That's what determines click-through rate. That's the only thing people see when they don't see anything else besides your title and your thumbnail before they click to your video. So, I mean, your video can literally be anything.
Right.
I mean, if it's not like if you clickbait hard enough and people come to your video and then it's about something completely different, then you're going to have bad watch time, which will also hurt you. But I'm just saying your CTR is not about the topic. It's literally only about, here's a YouTube page, here's a thumbnail and a title. Are people clicking on it? If you don't get a high click-through rate, like on that video, they're going to quit showing your video.
Right. So then here's the weird part though. Here's the loop. It was on a Genshin Impact video, and the next video that for Genshin Impact had the exact same layout of the thumbnail and the exact same layout of the text. The only thing that was different, obviously, is the wording in the titles, but it went from the 1.9 to a 8.7 click-through rate, and it's the exact same thing besides the wording in the title, but everything else is the same layout, the same every single thing. So if that is true, then I mean the only thing I could come up with
here's
would be the words.
Here's what YouTube says. This is from YouTube site. Half of all channels and videos on YouTube have impression CTR that can range between 2% and 10%. So half of them, half of all videos range between 2% and 10%. Here's what they say. How to interpret the data. Looking at click-through rate alone is not recommended. Look at impressions, click-through rate, and your average view duration to get an idea of how long viewers are sticking around after clicking the video thumbnail. So here's the two things. Higher click-through rate with low average view duration. This may mean your thumbnails are clickbaity or that your content isn't meeting viewers' expectations and will hurt you. Lower click-through rate and high average view duration. This may mean that your thumbnails or titles aren't getting viewers to click. It can also mean that your video is being recommended to a wider audience than just your core followers. Less targeted viewers are less likely to click thumbnails, leading to a lower click-through rate. Look at your traffic sources for impressions data to see where impressions are happening. So it sounds like you really got to use them both in tandem with each other. Your average view duration, and so if you're getting high click-through rates but low average view duration, then it means you're probably making good but your content's just not living up to the hype, basically. So it means your content's shitty or clickbaity. If you're getting low click-through rates but high, so let's see. So how do you see?
So an overview, if you go to the analytics on a video and you click the overview tab, if you scroll down a little bit, it'll say average view duration on that video. You see that?
Yeah. So
and then, but here's the interesting part. It changes, but see it changes if you click one of the key moments. So if you click intro, it'll be a number. Continuous segment. Oh, actually, never mind. It doesn't change. That was weird. That number just changed on me. But anyways, yeah. So that's your average view duration at the bottom
so
there.
This one I had a 5% click-through rate on this video, which I guess falls in that 2 to 10%. And then I had an average view duration of 8 minutes and 27 seconds, which it was a 25-minute video.
Okay.
So
if I go to mine,
what happens at that dip that they kind of fell off. Oh, I bet it's my okay. So, like, what are your average percentage viewed, like on a video, like a normal video? Well, like not one that did really well or one that tanked, like just like a normal size video for you.
All right, so a normal size video for me.
And what is your average view duration?
So
percentage,
my
the average view duration, but the average percentage viewed.
Okay, so the reach for this specific video was 3 days ago. It's an average amount. It's only 700 views. That's pretty standard for me, like over a couple of days.
Okay.
My impressions on click-through rate was 11.7%.
Okay.
And then when I go to my overview tab and I scroll down here, my average percentage viewed, that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
That percentage, 23.7%.
So I'm getting a lower click-through rate, but I'm getting a higher average percentage viewed. Mine's 34%.
At least
just
am
on
I,
that
though.
video. What do you mean?
So am I, because my average percentage viewed was 23.4 or 23.7%, and my click-through rate was 11.7. So
Right, that's what I said. So you're getting a higher click-through rate, but you're getting a lower average percentage viewed than me. So ours are opposite, I'm saying. So yours is the lower or higher click-through rate with low average view duration. Mine's lower click-through rate and high average view duration. So I'm doing better. Again, this is only one video. We got to look at more.
Right.
But I'm saying just on this video of like a normal thing for us, I'm doing a higher average view percentage and a lower click-through rate. You're doing a higher click-through rate, but a lower average percentage viewed. Let's look at another similar video.
Yeah, I did. That's what I'm on. I'm on a couple of days back now, and this one is sitting at where is my 700 views. So literally like 60 view difference. So pretty damn close to the same.
So what's your click-through rate versus
your
average percentage viewed?
So my click-through rate is 6%.
What's going on, Ghost? Your click-through rate
6%.
6%. Okay, mine on this one is 3.8%.
And then my overview average duration is 34.2%.
Okay, so higher there. And mine's 24.4, which is not great on that video. But this video specifically was unrelated to anything I normally do on my channel, if I'm being honest. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's
that wasn't a
interesting
good
to me
one.
though. It's interesting to me how this stuff is calculated, dude. It's really weird. It's interesting because like, what does this mean? So when it says 34.2% of average percentage viewed, so that means what? That they viewed
Wait,
and
so
stayed
what?
until the end of the video.
Say it again.
34.2% average percentage viewed.
Yep.
What is that? What is that?
That means out of
referencing?
all the people that watched it, that many people finished the video.
Like stayed until the end, so only 34.2% finished it. Okay, very interesting.
I believe. No, wait. I thought. That's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Your beard,
I don't really know.
your bear friend says, "I like your cut, G." What's up, your bear friend? How you doing? Thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure either, man. I guess I need to. I mean, I just like I said, I don't dive into this stuff too much. I don't understand it perfectly, but that's mainly because I am trying to just make better videos each time. I'm just trying to increase my quality overall. So I got like this video, man. It's funny because when I get a higher click-through rate, I feel like I get a lower average percentage viewed. But when I get a
I haven't seen one for me yet that's even, but like I said, my most top performing video currently, like that's going on right now, not total in my channel, but just recently. It's very interesting because I've got a 16.3% click-through rate, and then my overview for my average percentage viewed is 32%. So I mean it's not close to being even, but I wonder if I have a single video that's even.
what do you mean that's
That like,
even?
you know, like my click-through rate is the same as my view percentage. Like 16 and 16 or 30 and 30 or something.
Oh, I don't. That'd be. I mean, it would just be pure luck. They don't really correlate.
Yeah, that's true.
That would just be a pure luck thing happening.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, I don't dive too heavy into it either. I mean, I pretty much just
Well, I can
literally
tell
the
you.
only
Here's
thing I
here's
do
what
is-
if you can get. I'll tell you what numbers matter. Right now, I'll tell anybody listening. If you want to grow your YouTube, here's the numbers that matter. If you increase these, if you do this stuff, you will get better thing. So if you can average a 10% or higher CTR, click-through rate, an average view duration of 8 minutes or more, a retention rate of 50% or plus, and a completion rate of 30% plus.
So let's dive into the last
That-
two you said.
yeah.
So where do you get those two?
I have no idea.
Oh, oh, okay.
That's just here. Let me go to my analytics and find out. Well, I guess this would be an individual video. So let me go to like a good video for me just to see. So we'll do that NVank one for me. So NVank. Okay. So let's see. CTR on it. You need 10% or higher. I had a 15%. Perfect. Average view duration. 8 minutes or higher. So he doesn't say my average view duration is only 2 minutes and 53 seconds actually. So this one did not have a very good of that. Retention. Where do you find retention rate? Let's see. How do you find retention?
Are you paying attention to the chat at all? Because I haven't looked.
Yeah, your bear friend was the last one that said something that I responded
Okay.
to.
Okay, cool.
So where is retention? Retention 50% plus. Maybe it's under audience.
Engagement, audience retention,
Okay.
right below the chart.
Okay. Audience
Top left.
retentions. Yeah, but that's just telling the average view duration and the average percent again. Right? Or am I missing something?
No, it is.
And completion rate. Well, completion rate I'm pretty sure is just at the reach. Or where was that at? Was that reach or overview, I think. Overview.
Where's the
Just-
completion?
If you go to the end, it tells you how many percentage, like on the graph, over the end, it'll tell you, how many percentage are left. So for me, 2% complete.
All the way down at the bottom?
Yeah, like like when you're in the, so like you're in the overview of a video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you see the graph under average percentage viewed.
Yep.
At the end, if you go to that and just like drag your mouse so that the buttons, if you click on like the graph, and then
7%.
At the end, it should tell you how many people were left at the end.
Yep, 7%.
But again, I still don't know what exactly it means by. I guess that would be the completion rate. So you want a completion rate of at least 30%. But I don't know where you get the retention, 50%. Like, because that's not completion. So what's percent retention?
I don't know. What the hell does retention mean?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out.
Is there a way to check analytics to see returning people? Would that be retention? Like people that are returning, that are coming back to your stream?
I'm sorry, ask me one more time. I was trying to figure this out.
I'm wondering if there's an analytic that you can see like returns, like people that are coming back.
Yeah, audience. Under any video, it'll tell you how many of the watch time came from not subscribed and how many came from subscribed.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's a joke. Never mind.
And if you click on see more under that, because most of yours are going to come from the not subscribed, but you can see how many views that actually equated. So it might be that you had 1,400 views. So let's say 100 subscribers. And so it's like, 1%. That might not sound like a lot, but if you click on the see more, it'll tell you how many actual. Maybe you got 100 viewers, but then there was 200 views from not subscribed. So it's going to make it look sad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's ridiculous, dude. It's still sad.
Yeah.
Not, dude, 6,821 not subscribed and
versus
only
what?
144 subscribed.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think we looked this up before and talked about it, that it was only
That's
like
sad, bro.
2 or 5%, somewhere in that range of your subscribers, actually. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know.
Dude, that's freaking crazy, dude. I think it's insane. Like, even if I go to my general analytics, right? Like, not a specific video.
Yep.
It's insane, dude, how YouTube deems 90.3% of my watch time on my videos is not subscribers. I haven't even broke 10%, dude.
Wait, that's
of
under
subscribed.
gay audience, right? On your main channel?
Yep, on my main, on just
And
my
what
channel.
was it
yeah.
again?
90.3% is not subscribed of my watch time.
Yeah, you want to know what mine is?
What?
97.5 is not subscribed.
Interesting. So I guess it's not a bad metric.
It could be bad. Mine just might be worse.
Yeah, I don't know,
I'm-
man. That's freaking crazy. And then like I was telling you earlier, man.
But
like,
yet,
the
but
age
yeah,
of
like
Facebook-
here's what I normally look at, and here's like what I okay, my view, like, okay, so if I just go last 28 days, my views 38.7K, 16.1K more than usual. Watch time 2.1K, 817 hours more than usual. Subscribers plus 160, 55 more than usual in the last 28 days. Like, all my numbers are going up.
Hey, what's your next number after that? You didn't finish.
I don't think you can share that on live streams and stuff.
No, I know.
I could be wrong, but I
Um,
don't think there's some
so
stuff I
mine-
don't think
so-
you're supposed to share.
So mine for views is 52.
I will tell you. Well, you know what? Like, again, I don't think. I mean, I would tell you if I wasn't streaming right now, or doing the podcast, I'd tell you right now what it was. But I will say, mobile gaming, you're with the same amount of viewers, probably making more money than me, because mobile gaming has more advertisers. Like, especially a lot of gacha games and stuff that advertise.
Yeah, the cost. Yeah, the
so
advertising
that-
spot is higher.
Yep. So that niche brings in more money in ad revenue than the niche I'm in, for sure.
Right. And so yeah, so I've got 52.9K views, which is 15.6K more than usual. Watch time is 2.7K, 852.9 more than usual. Subscribers is 382, 175 more than usual. And then obviously the last one. But yeah, those are my numbers, all green lights. And then I've got right above that a massive message in bold from YouTube. Your hard work is paying off. Publishing more videos help your channel get 159% more views than usual. Your channel got 52,864 views, which is more than the 2,400 through 37,000 it usually gets in 28 days.
Damn. Yeah, dude, you rocking and rolling.
And then this is kind of interesting. It says right below that why views are higher than usual, and it says you publish more videos, driving more channel views. And then it says 38 videos were published more than usual, and then it basically says that it tells me here that because of the higher viewing on my content, that YouTube is, YouTube shows it more, is what it basically says. So then therefore, it increases my numbers. That's basically what it breaks down for me.
Makes sense.
I don't know. It's interesting. I just
realized on the
curious to see how it works.
overview one, when you're in like the channel analytics, just your normal analytics, the latest videos, you can scroll through your last 10 and see your views, click-through rate, and average view duration all right from there.
Yep, that's literally. I literally
didn't
just
even
saw
realize
that
that
you
till just
told
now.
me. As you were just telling me, I literally saw that exact same thing. But you know what's interesting though is my last 10 videos.
Mhm.
That's pretty crazy, dude. My last 10 videos are all of that click-through rate is super high. So then let me rethink this. So what this basically is saying to me is if my click-through rate is high. And what I mean by high is I mean like 50%, 25%, 30%, 10%,
Yep.
11%. If my click-through rate is super high, then that means my thumbnails and my titles must be doing, what they're supposed to be achieving.
Correct.
But my average duration, if it's only 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and all of these videos, are I guess it doesn't show that. That kind of sucks. I wish it would show that on timestamped on the little thumbnail to the left of the thing. But just judging by looking at them, they're all around that 15-minute mark, between 5 minutes and 15 minutes is what these videos would be at. So that means, like you said, that means my thumbnails are clickbaity enough to doing the job to get people to click through, but then they're not staying. So either that means my content isn't there, or whatever.
Yeah, it could be a lot of different things. If it's happening, it could be like in my case, like looking at my data, the first thing that's jumping to my mind is I think my intros are too long. I think sometimes I take too long to get into the meat and the potatoes of my video. I like to throw in right after, I kind of have like a whole little opening minute or two segment. Then I have like my intro. Then I have like a minute or two of where or not a two, but like a minute where I'm asking people to subscribe, follow. And then I do that at the end again. And maybe I need to cut that out and put it all at the end, because I'm definitely seeing, drastic. It looks like most of my big drops are coming when the intro ends, and then I go into, instead of still getting into the meat and potatoes after my little opening thing, I'm then asking for subscribers and stuff. So that looks like that could be my downfall. So it depends. I don't know what your intros and stuff are like. I mean, from what I've watched, you tend to jump into the meat and potatoes of your video pretty quickly.
Yeah, and that's because that exact same thing that you just said, I have been told by bigger content creators. So like that was one of the big things when I first got started. That they were telling me. You mean like they were like like the biggest thing is that if you don't have anything like important that that your subscribers need to know right away in the video, then they said the shorter the intro the better, because then like you said, you're getting into the meat and the potatoes, which is what they came to the the video for first.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which then I think inevitably, like you're saying, that part works, and I think that's why my numbers are the way they are, right? Like I've got a really good hook, I get them to click on the video, but my fall off is like a quarter or midway through the video. Do you know what I'm saying? So like I think I'm keeping my retention right off the bat. They're getting what they get. My intro is done. I'm introducing them into whatever the topic is we're covering, but for whatever fucking reason, like they're just not hanging around. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're sitting at their whatever for whatever reason. And again, this is average, right? So I mean, it's not everybody. But yeah, I mean, 2 minutes. So this is a re-roll guide, for instance, and this video, I believe, if I remember correctly, was like 10 minutes long. And my average duration on that video is 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So that means that, and I know for a fact I didn't complete the re-roll guide in 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So
Right.
So like that's got to tell me that they left either not knowing what to do, or whatever they were searching for, when they looked at it, they figured it out in 2 minutes and 34 seconds. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But what's different is this almost makes a person like me and you in our shoes want to create videos as long as their average duration. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why it's not about that. That's why you need an average view duration of 8 minutes or higher, because they're not just looking for, do they complete your videos? They're saying, are you getting at least 8 minutes of watch time each video? It's not a percentage there. It's a number, 8 minutes, because they're encouraging that they don't want super short videos on the platform, because like end of a video, somebody could leave the YouTube app. Getting the longer watch time, you're keeping them on the app longer. So on that, it's not a percentage. It's the guy, both Roberto Blake and the other guy that you sent me his live stream that I say I watch sometimes, but I can't think of his name right now. Have both said that should be 8 minutes.
Yeah. And that's
why most YouTubers, like big ones, they make like a 10-minute video.
Right. Which is fine, but I'm still saying, like, but okay, if that is the case, right? Like, out of my top videos here, 10 of these, I don't have a single 8-minute. All of my videos are over 8 minutes long for the most part.
Yep.
So I'm saying I don't even have people watching for eight minutes. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, why in the fuck would I make an 8-minute video? Like, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm looking at these times. If the people that are watching my videos aren't watching a video for 8 minutes, right? Like, if that's not what they're doing, it's like, then why wouldn't I cater my content? I mean, to what they're viewing, you know what I mean? So like, if my highest one here, for instance, is 5 minutes, I feel like I should be making 6-minute videos. You know what I'm saying? Because I make 6-minute videos.
Yeah.
If my average watch time gets 5 minutes, it's like, that would be smart, you know. And well, not I'm not saying it would be. I'm saying, like, that's kind of the way I'm looking at the picture. I'm saying, you know, if my overall watch time, you know, overall, you know what I mean, is not that. Like, I think my average, I don't even know if they even give me that number. Yeah, they don't. I don't see it on here. I was gonna say, like, do they give me that number, like, overall, like my entire channel watch time? But I'm just saying, I don't know. I mean, it's curious to me, but I do agree with you.
They do. Under engagement, you have an average view duration for your whole channel.
I do. All right. 3 minutes, a flat 3.0.
Mine's 3:17.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So, like, in theory, this is why, dude, I keep on telling you, man, I want to like test other channels and like test dumb stuff out, because what I'm wondering is, in theory, does that, if my average duration for my entire channel is 3 minutes, doesn't that mean that I could start pumping out, I mean, you know, a whole bunch of 4-minute content? Do you know what I mean? And then,
I do know what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying.
So
I think YouTube penalizes you if a video is not at least like 10 minutes.
But what are they penalizing me on?
They won't show your
Revenue?
video as much.
Interesting.
Because here's why. You can't get an 8-minute average view duration, but there's a lot of fucking creators out there that can. So if YouTube has the choice to show a video that's going to keep someone on average on their site for at least 8 minutes, at least for that video, then they got the whole thing of, can they get them to click on another video? But just side by side, let's say I'm a creator that's creating videos that get 8 minutes average view duration. Because there's obviously, that's what most creators are getting, or that wouldn't be the average that they're trying to get people to get. And you're creating videos that only get 2 to 3 minutes. That means that for every 3 of yours, they have to also then get high enough conversion rates of keeping people on their platform versus just showing one video of another person where the person's going to at least be on their YouTube platform for 8 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So maybe it would help you individually on your channel if your videos were way shorter. Sure. But YouTube's not just looking at just, is this good for your stuff? It's looking for, what about all these other creators we have that are getting better audience retentions than him?
Right.
So these numbers are basically saying, if you want to play with the big dogs, you got to get 8+ minute average viewer, whatever that means. Maybe we do need to shorten our videos some. Maybe our videos need to not suck as much. Maybe, like, I don't know. But like, there's people, like, that's the average. People are getting 8-minute watch time.
Right.
There's people you watch all the way through their videos. Why? I mean, I think we got to figure that out more than trying to then say, well, I just cut my video down to 5 minutes or 4 minutes or 3 minutes and 17
Right.
seconds.
Right.
Because again, then the problem is you're going to get penalized from YouTube versus.
Right. But here's the crazy part. So taking that penalization, right? Here's the interesting part to me is I found a recent.
Hey, Rocky, how you doing, sir?
So I found a recent video I posted. Does it give me the date on here without going back? Yeah. No.
Also, under this engagement that I just said, it does list your videos with the highest average view retention. Just FYI.
The what?
Under that engagement where it said your average view duration for your whole channel, you did see that that does list your top 10 videos in the last year that have the highest average view durations.
Hold on.
FYI. or the best average percentage viewed. So
You're talking
'cause
about
depending
right
on,
below. You're talking
the
about
key moments
right
for audience
below.
retention.
Yeah.
Those 10
Yep,
videos
okay.
are your best average percentage viewed.
Yeah. So yeah, my highest.
So those will tell
is
you what
6
videos are
minutes.
keeping people. Like
Yeah.
make more videos like that. Like I guess like, and I'm saying that to me too. I guess I need to compare. Like I'm shocked. My best one on my channel is the I bought a $3,000 streaming PC, Cyber Power PC thump review, but it did not get the most views or anything. So I'm shocked. But
Yeah, and that's kind of like mine too. I mean, mine is not anything special. Mine is literally one of the 5 tips video that I've done on a specific game.
But I don't
And
know if it
and
was like your attitude or my attitude or maybe how quick we got into stuff but there was something about those videos that kept people watching versus some of our other videos. So that's what
Yeah.
we got to figure out. Rocky
Average
says I haven't
percentage.
uploaded in almost a year, I think, almost to 16K subs though. What the fuck, Rocky? Well, help me grow, dude.
What are you doing, dude?
How you
Yo,
not
listen,
uploading
listen,
almost a year
share.
and you're still gaining subs like crazy?
Share, bro. Jeez Louise.
Shout
What
me
the heck?
out or something, dude.
Rocky,
Collab with me. Do
Rocky,
something here, Rocky.
Right now, Rocky, drop your bad boy channel. I want to look at this bad boy.
What would be Rocky X TV?
Rocky
You go to YouTube
STV.
and search. I mean, that's his username, so that's what it would. If you search that, it should come up. Yeah, Rocky. Yeah, 15.6. Oh, he does. Okay.
Hold on, where is he at?
Uh,
Rocky X. Gotcha.
yeah,
X.
Rocky
I put S.
how-to videos, automotive stuff. Yeah, I see that now.
16K subs, dude.
How come you don't post on there anymore, dude? You just decided it wasn't for you or what, man? Well, so much for shout me out or anything because we have nothing in common. My channel is not about goddamn automotive stuff, so that's not going to help me out at all.
Dude, it's crazy though, dude. It's insane. Like, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations, man. That is crazy, dude. To see, like, just to look at somebody from a absolutely completely different niche. I'm in the same boat as Derek. I mean, like, obviously I have like nothing in common when it comes to this stuff, especially with like automotive or car things, but holy smokes. Very cool, dude.
Rocky says,
That's
move
awesome.
to Tennessee. No real internet out here. Ah, okay. That makes sense, I guess. That makes sense. I'd be going to like a local cafe or something, still uploading videos or something.
Running
with
his YouTube
16,000
off of-
subs, man.
running
I'd be
his
fig-
YouTube off
But I
of,
mean, that's my dream. is
Starbucks.
making something like this a living, dude. I know people that did it. I know a lot of travel vloggers and stuff do that. They upload, they edit and stuff, and then they just upload when they're somewhere where they can do so, and they schedule it all out on their YouTube channel months in advance.
Crazy.
Like this fiber's coming next year, though, dude. 16,000 subs. It better come quickly. I mean, I guess they'll still be there if you're getting good, or if they like your content, though. Apparently, they like the way you do your how-tos and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. I will say, going through my analytics just now and talking about it for the last year, I'm like super depressed now. I don't. And again, all my, if I just look at the overview of my last 28 days, it's all green. But as soon as I dig into anything, I'm like, oh my fuck, dude, my shit is horrible.
Yeah,
Fuck,
dude. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, that's what I was trying to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, for like, that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. Like, it's interesting because, like, going back to what you're talking about with the analytics stuff, like 5 minutes. So I just went to a video posted on December 2nd on my channel, right? It was 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The views have a green check mark, so it's about the same as usual. So 1.2K views. The watch time is 40.3, and then it says about the same as usual, and then it says 10 subscribers were picked up on that, and then the estimated revenue is X. But so that, that's that. The average view duration is 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and the average percentage viewed is 38.2, and then the reach on that video is click through is 12.6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, taking something like that, okay, and then going to a, let's just go with a video that was quite a bit longer. So we'll do 10 minutes. So from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, it's actually 10 minutes and 31 seconds. So it's almost like identical to like double what it was.
Okay.
So the video was dropped a little bit later. So I guess that has to play in it, I guess, because it was dropped back on November 25th. So it's been out a little bit longer. But giving you an example of this. So this video, since then, obviously it's been out. Well, I guess, can I modify that? I can actually modify that, can I? I can actually do December. There we go. Okay, sweet. So in the exact same amount of time, basically, I've only achieved 821 views on this video, 41.9 hours, and 31% average view time, which is right in line with that other 5-minute video. The estimated revenue is almost identical by like, some change. And then when I go to the reach, my click-through rate is less than what the 5-minute one was by 12%.
So everything's better basically, but it didn't get as much of a reach.
Well, it's not better. I mean, the views are less in the same amount of time, or from the same amount of time. The average revenue was the same. The average percentage viewed was the same, and the reach was a little bit lower as far as click-through rate.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it doesn't seem to me, looking at those numbers, it doesn't seem to me that that video that was 5 minutes versus the video that was 10 minutes made a difference. Like, I don't think it shifted it at all. I mean, the magic numbers that I was always told, again, this is not from YouTube, right? Like, this is from other content creators in my space. In my space, not the website, but the actual, like, my niche is they've always told me make a videos between 5 and 15 minutes. Like, that was their advice to me, was make sure the video is at least 5 minutes, and make sure you don't want to push over 15. And the reason why they said that is, I think, is just a variety of different reasons. Do you know what I mean? Like, all crammed into one. And that was like the safe numbers. Like, clearly I've got videos that are 18.
Dude, that video
plus.
that did the best for me is like a 30-minute video.
No. That's yeah. No. I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. So going back to what I was going to say next that doesn't mean that that's all I've ever done. You know what I mean? Because I've got videos that have way outperformed, you know what I mean? Like, lower, couple minute videos, you mean? And then I've got videos, you know what I mean, that like have way outperformed, that were like, really, really, freaking long. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's weird, because even though they told me that, you know what I mean, I'm all over the place. You know what I mean? Right. Because I've got a video here, dude, that's 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Can you believe that? I recorded for 4 minutes, and I dropped a video on it, and it literally has pushed 96.9%. So 60 something likes, 2,371 views, 13 comments on the video. Let me see what the statistics are on here. I've picked up 37 subscribers on that video. My revenue is like tripled compared to what the other one was. My reach is only 11%, so the reach was down a little bit, not by much. My average percentage viewed also was down a little bit. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it does show that it's a little bit down. It wasn't shown to as many people. So I guess maybe YouTube did hinder that one. But I just think it's crazy how, like, a video like that, 4 minutes long, can produce, in my opinion, more revenue than a video that produces, or that you put your heart and soul
that
in.
doesn't shock me though, because it just depends, on who. People, like, even advertisers can target specific videos, so I don't know what the
but do they? But can you even put? I don't even think they can put an ad on your video if it's less than 5 minutes. Can you?
I don't know. I thought you could. I don't know why they couldn't.
Well, I thought there were certain milestones.
Maybe not mid rolls.
Put an ad.
I thought you couldn't do mid rolls on a video less than 5 minutes.
Maybe that's what it is. So you could still put
but you still would have a pre-roll ad, and you could have an end roll ad.
End roll ad, yeah.
Or you could also still have the display ads on the right-hand side. People can buy sponsor for that. You can also have the overlay display ads that sometimes you'll see on videos in the bottom section of the video.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Speaking of ads, I mean, do you, I don't know if you want to disclose that or not, but like, how do you run that on your channel? Like, are you pretty much like a minimal ad guy, or you just, you enable whatever's there?
I just have whatever the normal is added. I think I left
Gotcha.
mid rolls on. I don't think I turned them off on my channel.
Right.
Which could be hurt my average view duration, but to be honest, it's so bad I don't think it's because of mid-roll ads. So I don't think mine's due to that. But I don't turn them on for live streams typically. Yeah,
Right.
I don't typically turn them on for live streams because I'd rather keep the viewers. But on normal videos, yeah, they're just whatever the default is what they are in my normal videos. When I didn't have mid-rolls enabled at all, I don't like mid-rolls. I did not have them enabled until YouTube auto-enabled them. And I just did not, to be honest, I'm just lazy. If I wasn't so lazy, I would go through all my videos and turn off mid-rolls, but I just don't fucking feel like doing it, to be completely honest. And I just don't think about it when I'm putting a video up now to turn off mid-rolls because it's not part of my workflow. I actually don't like mid-roll ads, and I don't care about the revenue from them at my size. I'd rather keep the viewer. But again, since they turned them auto on by default, I've just left them on mainly just out of laziness because they auto turned them on for all your past videos, which means you have to go through each video and turn them off for it. And I just haven't felt like doing that. And again, for the new videos, I just have them on by default because they're by default now. I just don't think about turning them off, but I'm not a fan of mid rolls, to be honest. Rocky says my averages are all over the place. People skip around a lot. Yeah, well, the reason we're talking about it, Rocky, is one of the reasons. I mean, we're talking a lot about our analytics, but part of it was that I saw from a couple people, Roberto Blake and D Nimmons or whatever his name is, a couple YouTube, people that share how to do YouTube stuff, and they're saying that you want like an average view duration of 8 minutes plus on videos, and a retention and rate of 50% plus and a completion rate of 30% plus, and then pair that with a CTR click-through rate of over 10%, and you're pretty much guaranteed to have videos that do well and grow, and a channel that will grow. Rocky says correct, no mid rolls on 5 minutes or less. That's how it used to be, at least. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so it's no mid rolls on videos that small, which there really shouldn't be. Again, I don't think mid rolls are that great anyways, because YouTube decides when to split them up. I guess if you go in and manually set your mid roll points, it's probably not as bad, but most people don't. Most creators don't do that.
Right.
Well, to kind of wrap this up though, dude, because we're going on 3 hours, over 3 hours here. So I think what would be cool, dude, is I think like one of these podcasts here soon, we should literally just go into a deep dive of analytics, and maybe we can do it where I can somehow, we can also look at each, like, because like part of the hard part of like just in this last hour of us talking about this stuff is I'm trying to listen to all these numbers in my head as you're saying them, and trying to think of all your data in my head without being able to see it.
Yep.
And I'm assuming vice versa for you. You're listening to my data and it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Because there's so much data there. I kind of think it would be cool for us to be able to see each other's data and maybe see what we could deduce from each other's data into what maybe, at least for me, let me rephrase it. At least I know I would be curious for you to look at all my data and tell me what your thoughts are.
I agree with that. Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to doing that whatsoever. I'm full open to that.
But I don't know how we would do that because I can't stream my data to you and be streaming the podcast. I don't think I can do both. I think it would probably be too taxing on my computer to try to do like a stream in Discord to you and this one.
Yeah, I don't know either, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure exactly how that would pan out. I mean, I don't know if, well, obviously Discord wouldn't work. I know that, because I don't even think me and you can share together at the same time in Discord. Do you know what I mean? So I think,
yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
We'd have to play around with it. I'm thinking
maybe
more
I'd
like- I'm
have
thinking
to
more
look.
like-
Maybe I'll have to research and see if you can show your analytics, or if there's any. Because I don't actually know if you're allowed to or not, even in terms of revenue analytics. But maybe you are
I think-
allowed.
Well,
Uh,
I've seen content creators in my niche show their analytics on screen, but there are certain things that they were not allowed to show, and I want to say revenue was one of those.
but
And
how
then
do
I
you
can't
turn off those specific things? There's
They
no
didn't.
option.
They didn't. They didn't. They had it blurred out on screen.
Oh, so this was a video, not a live stream.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so they basically recorded whatever the video was about, with their analytics, or normally they're like what they call, those transparency videos, you know what I mean? Where they're
Right,
like,
right.
I just want to be 100% honest with you guys. Thank you guys very much, but check this out, whatever, videos. And they always just have that spot blurred out, or like, completely white out. Like they put like a white rectangle box or something over top of it, so you can't see it. And obviously, like, they don't shift screens. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't fuck it up. You know what I mean? They purposely know what they're doing. They're on the screen they're supposed to be on right away, and that's it.
Rocky says, "Oh, that's all way diff for how to." Rocky says, "Don't show revenue. That's a biggie." Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll have to figure it out then. Because that's gonna be. Can you add managers?
Yes, you
I
can
guess
to
I
your
would.
channel.
I was gonna
You
say,
can
maybe
also
I can
add.
just add
You
you
can
to where
also
then
add.
you can go in and look at my data.
Yeah, at the same time you're looking at it. Yeah, you can also. You don't have to even add me as a manager. You can also add me as like a viewer, where like I can't change or do anything. All I can do is view. You can do that.
View the data. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
maybe
There's
that's
different
the
roles.
option.
It's actually pretty
Yeah.
cool. You can set up. You can set up different roles.
Maybe that would be the way we'd have to do it. But I just think that would be a cool podcast of just us going through each other's and our own, like we were doing tonight, but also to be able to see each other's, and maybe like the goal for the podcast would be, could we come away with 3 things for each of our channels between the two of us to improve on our channels, to take them like to the next level, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like by using the analytic data, like what 3 things could we come up with for each of our channels to focus on, to grow to the next step or whatever. That could be I just think that could be a cool thing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it would suck, but you have to let me know what you think on it. But
yeah, no, for sure.
with that said, I think that's where we wrap up this podcast, if you're okay with that. Codations, anything you want to, now that you know that we have like 3,500 subscribers on Apple Podcasts. Supposedly listen to this. Do you want to plug any of your socials or your YouTube channel?
Of
or
course,
anything here at the
100%
end of the
I do.
podcast, man?
Yeah, man, 100% I do. Obviously, Derek, as always, thank you for featuring me on the podcast. It is an absolute pleasure. And to anybody out there that is listening, if you are into mobile games whatsoever, we cover a wide variety of mobile games on my channel, and you can find me at Codations on YouTube, and I am also on like social media platforms like Twitter. I have a Discord for the channel, so hop over there. You can find that in the link of any of my descriptions on my videos. And then not only that, obviously from Derek as well. So thank you very much, Derek, for having me, and that's going to be it.
Yep, and just for everybody, that's Codations, Kodeations. And then also, you can find all of my stuff at OMG It's Derek pretty much everywhere. YouTube.com/OMG It's Derek. Facebook/OMG It's Derek. Twitch, OMG It's Derek.tv. Yeah, basically just do a search, or if you just actually, the easiest way is just go to my website, omgitsderek.com. That has links to all my socials, all my work, the podcast, the vlogs, the videos, my photography, everything. omgitsderek.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as always. Rocky says, catch you next time. Maybe when I get back to uploading, we can find some common ground and collab. Hell yeah, dude. Even if it's just me coming out and doing a visit in Tennessee again, because I haven't been there in a couple months and I would love to come back out there. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We hope you guys had a great time. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. If you are watching this on Apple or wherever, Spotify, listening to this at a later time, yo, find us on the social webs. Find us on Twitch, on YouTube, somewhere. And just say hi. We'd both appreciate that very much. I know Codations would too. It's just cool to connect with people listening. But thank you guys so much again. And until next time, Peace out, everybody.